great day to be alive on this Tuesday after Labor Day. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Alongside me is not the Packer backer Kyle Wallace. He is mentally preparing for Friday's season opener for the Green and Gold. I think he'll be back with us tomorrow. But a good day of rest for him as he heads into his emotional time of the year. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up, is here with me. What's up, Brad?
Oh, we are in full swing with football season coming off Labor Day. I feel like Kyle needs his rest, right? We know that it's an emotionally challenging time of year for him.
For all of us. For KBN Nation, for you, for me,
and for
Kyle.
Dealing with him. Yeah. Yes. So he needed this day off that he can come back tomorrow ready to roll. Because his Packers, he's just going to open up his chest and say, Packers, here you go. Break my heart or make me full of love. And it's a roller coaster ride every year with Kyle, but good to be back.
Nice pun from you, full of love there, as Jordan Love will be a key cog here this season. Alex Strofe running the show, as he always does. And if he's not running the show, he's usually hosting Mr. Irrelevant on YouTube, doing stuff outside Five-Star
You've
Forum.
Been off for a week. Good to see you, too.
What? I'm just letting people know how busy you are. It's good to be busy, man. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. You can get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And typically, after a long weekend, we got lots of stories, this, that, the other thing. Hey, we got some fun stuff to talk to you about, but this isn't fun. Because nothing about my time Friday night was fun. Actually, I take that back. The opening sound of the broadcast, seeing Camp Randall in the night with the lights and the vibes and the, I wish I was there energy that I had for the Badger opening game at night at Camp Randall against Western Michigan. I was excited and pumped. I had my varsity ale to support the collective. I saw a bunch of people tweet me back that they were supporting the team through the nice beer that Potosi has made to help get players through percentage of sales of beers that you drink, and I saw it in the stadium. All my vibes were high until freaking they just brought me down right away. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter for the Badgers, two-time Rose Bowl runner-up. He's second place, Brad. Were you happy with the performance? Because I was less than encouraged.
Oh, I was not happy with the performance. All I could think of watching that game was that the guy from The Water Boy, who's like the farmer, who's in the crowd, and Bobby Boucher leaves the team, and all I can think of and say to himself is,
"Oh no, we suck again."
That is how I feel like watching this Wisconsin Badgers team. And listen, this is me doing my best Kyle Wallace. I love Jordan Love. I love the Wisconsin Badgers.
Hey, nice job.
I do. I think you agree.
I love the Wisconsin Badgers, too.
If there's one team that I remain like a true fan of, right? Like maybe I have cardinal and white glasses on. It's the Wisconsin Badger football team. So it pains me to say that this team is basically Nebraska. This Wisconsin football team is basically Nebraska.
You're stabbing me in the chest like I already got stabbed watching what looked like 2013 all over again.
And that's how I feel watching this team play. Because, look, this is going to be, until they prove otherwise, they're going to be a 6-7 win team in the regular season, which obviously is just teetering on bowl eligibility, probably going to the Pop-Tart Bowl every year. But that'd
be the highlight of the season. Look at the Pop-Tart.
They are. But they are like Nebraska, like current day Nebraska. Not the 3-win Nebraska, but current day Nebraska, where I look at both programs and say, listen, it's an epic environment. Camp Randall and Nebraska, epic environment and epic game days. But these are two middling Big Ten teams. The best days of the program feel like it was a long time ago. Seemingly good recruiting, but doesn't necessarily translate onto the field. Certainly not a contender. I think the biggest thing that is maybe painful as a Badger fan is nobody fears us. Nobody fears the Wisconsin Badgers. Look at what Western Michigan came into Camp Randall and did. They were up 1 in the fourth quarter. It was uninspiring, and there's really no true identity in year 2 of Luke Fickell. So I look at this team, and I'm discouraged. I'm a little bit lost as to who this team is. It's an uninspiring play. Nobody fears us. These are the teams that we beat by 35 10 years ago. Ben.
Bielema had no problem letting whoever it was, a Big Ten team, an FBS or FCS or whatever type of school it was, I don't care if they paid him $1 million to come. They're going to make sure they didn't even feel like it was worth the $1 million that the Badgers were paying them to come play at Camp Randall.
And the marketing of this Wisconsin program, it outpaces the results on the field, is what I'm seeing. Because everything about, from the moment Luke Fickell arrived, which I give him a ton of credit for trying to brand and market, that is a lot of what college football is. But it's always been marketed as we are a championship team. We're going to play championship level football. And I'm all for that. That sounds like Wisconsin football to me. But the marketing pitch has outpaced the performance on the field. Because when I watch this team on the field, no one's tough. There's no, that's not true. Not everyone is tough. There's some guys that are, like Hunter Wohler and stuff like that.
I hear you. You don't need to justify the overall sum.
Yeah, but the O&D line is not the physicality of Wisconsin football that I know and love. I mean, not inability to stop the run and inability to run the ball. It just doesn't look like the Wisconsin Badgers that we know and love, and it leaves me a bit lost. And I sit back a little bit resigned to the fact that, okay, I guess we're going to be Nebraska. Until something changes and a breakthrough occurs, we're going to be Nebraska. We're going to get 6 or 7 wins a year in the regular season, and we're not going to be able to compete against the big boys, the Big Ten.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Do you believe that Brad Nortman is overreacting to calling Wisconsin the basically Nebraska right now of the Big Ten? Because the 28-14 victory against Western Michigan, I feel the exact same way. And I felt as if I was watching last season, because there were times last year when we started doing the show where I would text you during Badger games. And I know I tweeted at ESPN Madison at halftime because they were asking for thoughts and feelings. And I literally just wrote, uninspired and bored. And you can choose me or the team in that selection, because that is what I felt like on the couch. There was excitement. I had real excitement because anytime that the Badgers go out in the field, I've grown accustomed to expectations. And I know that there is a transitional period between coaches, right? You try and give as much grace period as you can. But the biggest thing that I wanted to see, especially week 1 against Western Michigan, was some sort of identity form. And the identity is forming in the wrong direction of the things that you just mentioned. I don't want to get too in the weeds here of what I saw from the Badgers. But when we are going to run an air raid, quote, quote, offense, it's fine. I know you're going to be in shotgun, but there are teams that run the air raid or have more of a spread formation where they're in shotgun and you see explosive plays from the running back. It felt as if every yard that the running backs were trying to gain against Western Michigan was like, holy cow, I can't believe we got 10 yards there. I can't believe Ches Malusi had to brush off Western Michigan linebackers to try and get 10 yards. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, it's 3rd and 14. Now we want to go 5 wide and look like Madden where we're running 5 go routes? Like it would be any more predictable? It gets me even more excited to watch an offensive coordinator / head coach who runs the offense, and Matt LaFleur, scheme guys open and make the football actually feel like it's easy. It felt hard. It felt hard. It felt so hard, and it took a lucky punter's bounce, thanks to the fortune that maybe you gave the program as a former punter, to get the ball back and win the game.
I mean, you're exactly right, though. We are one muffed punt away from this team getting the ball back. Western Michigan was getting the ball back up 1 with 12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. If not for that turnover on the punt team, shout out punter and the punt team, this game could be completely different. And it is, it's hard to watch. So I just want you to think about this, because we have Bama coming up in 2 weeks, right?
And I'm already seeing Longo needs to go, look like trash. Going to get rocked in 2 weeks by Alabama. So not an overreaction.
So I played with
800-990-3776. Keep it coming.
I played with a lot of Alabama players in the NFL. They're everywhere, right?
Cool.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And one guy I played with was the long snapper, Carson Tinker. Here's the long snapper, and
you don't have to cool that. It's not that cool.
Carson Tinker is the long snapper name, isn't it?
Tinker.
But he played for Bama, won a national championship. Tinker.
That's the least intimidating.
That's why he's a long snapper. It's a perfect position for him.
But he would tell stories about being in Bama, and I'll tell them over the course of time. But one of them he told that stuck with me was the head strength coach. Basically said he told them a story about how he has a basketball hoop in his front yard or in his driveway, and he's got like a 4-year-old girl that lives next door to him. And he says, you know what? Whenever she comes over and plays, some people might be like, oh, why don't you take a shot? Why don't you make a basket? We'll play 21, let you score some points. He says, not in my driveway. He's like, I beat that chick 21-0 every time, and I'm blocking every single shot. And that is the Alabama mentality, right?
Powerful.
I do not see that out of this Wisconsin Badger football team.
My 4-year-old daughter in 4 years is going to get the same treatment in our driveway.
That's right. I mean,
wait,
just
hold on.
block.
I know you're making an analogy, but you just said you don't see that mentality from this Badgers team. I think it's a good thing they're not beating up 4-year-old girls in 21.
But
You're missing the point
Western
here.
Virginia is the Western Michigan is the 4-year-old girl. Like you do not toy with them. You do not make them feel good about themselves. You steamroll them. You do not even let them breathe. That is what he was trying to say with Alabama. Whenever like a Furman comes into Alabama, they beat them 70-0. Where are those days of the Wisconsin Badgers?
Well,
blowing out the 4-year-old girls from next door.
When you say those days, you tell me these stories, and I remember where I was as a Wisconsin Badger basketball player for all the Rose Bowls that I watched. One on the road at Illinois, one in my apartment against Stanford, one in my apartment against Oregon in the Rose Bowl. There's so many memories of where you went, and Strofe, it leads me to the Office quote from Andy freaking Bernard.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
Oh,
Hurt. It cuts deep.
So deep.
It cuts so deep because it's true. I mean, it was so predictable. It was so lame. And the best thing that you have said all segment is not the good old days, or we don't have an identity, or we can't stop the run or develop the run. It was the marketing does not represent the product. We have been marketed every time a bat signal of a recruit. I'm done. I'm done with getting hyped about who comes until I see the product on the field resemble something where, hey, if this person were to be on the Badgers, they would be able to step right in and know what the program is about. Because I knew what Paul Christ and Barry Alvarez, and go back even further to Bielema, right? Like, I knew what to expect from the Badgers. Right now, I'm hearing Luke Fickell talk about, last year we didn't handle adversity right. Adversity? It's Western Michigan! Maybe you handle this adversity on your way to finding the college football playoff at Cincinnati, but you can't find adversity at Western Michigan against Western Michigan and think this program in week 1 is going to have people feeling optimistic in a Big Ten that is loaded now with teams that are headed towards actually competing for something real. And as you mentioned, the Pop-Tart Bowl is going to be the highlight of the season. That's not a highlight. That is me sitting in my chair just watching begrudgingly.
Well, and you're exactly right. And I saw that Coach Fickell said something about wanting to finish games, which I get. And he applauded his team for finishing the game in the fourth quarter. But this shouldn't even be a game in the fourth quarter against Western Michigan. So I just look at it and say, I don't know who this team is. The problem with being where they are, a mid-tier, right in the middle of the pack in the Big Ten, it's hard to break through to the next tier when you're there, right? You can try to, in this new era, you can try to buy a team, right? You can NIL and stuff. I don't see any major influx of money coming to Wisconsin more so than everybody else. So you kind of rely on, ability to sell success. You can't really do that when the product is not matching the marketing scheme. So that is what makes it hard to actually break through to the next tier when you are in this position.
Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, no Kyle Wallace, Alex Strofe on the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. I do want to get to what is the opener of optimism for football fans of Wisconsin, and that is the Green Bay Packers in Sao Paulo
Caleb
against
Williams sucks.
the Eagles. Hey, shout out Kyle Wallace, wherever you are. Brad, I don't know about you, but I dug deep into the fridge earlier than I expected for the Badgers.
Oh, I did too. I cleaned out my carb list. I really did. Watching that Wisconsin Badgers game, I cleaned out my carb list. But that's just a new opportunity to go to the store, my local retailer, and find and get a little bit more. I think I'm going to get the Margarita 4-pack. It kind of feels like another wave of summer weather is on its way. So the Margarita 4-pack. Real quick,
time out. I think I am proposing summer doesn't end until September 15th. Because we don't get June, as I talked about, it's rainy. We get July and August that are great weather months, and we've shifted into this first 2 weeks of August are beautiful, so I'm proposing that after Labor Day is not end of summer, it's halfway through the month.
I will co-sign on that bill from Ben Brust. So you might as well drink as much carbless as you can before the summer is officially over. But it's always a good time to drink carbless. There's flavors for everyone, like the margarita 4-pack I was just talking about. The fruit flavors like cranberry, black cherry, and lemon lime. And the classic cocktails, margarita, my favorite, Moscow Mule, and Paloma. And guys, I worked out that morning too, and I tried to eat healthy. And they give me the guilt-free nature of being able to have fun. Carbless does that. No carbs, no sugars, gluten-free, only 100 calories per can, and less carbonation. That means less bloat on the old tummy when I'm drinking carbless. There is always a reason and a season to drink carbless. So if you've not discovered why this is more, find them online at retailers near you and enjoy you a carbless.
Yes, Alex Strofe?
Ben, I just want to introduce you to something called the calendar.
I understand what it is. I wrote a bill that Brad co-signed that we're going to put into Congress.
Right, but the bill, you actually have an extra week. Summer doesn't end officially until September 22nd.
Is that like the solstice?
That's the solstice.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
So
Okay.
You
I'm ahead of-
actually,
I'm
you
ahead of the-
actually, no, you took a week away.
September 22nd it is.
Oh no! We suck again!
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
He now is off his rocker saying it. Well, if I played...
Choke artist. Choke artist, choke artist, choke artist. That's what you both are. Yeah, I said it. You both are choke artists.
Losers, choke artists.
That's what you are. You
frauds,
choked against
what else are
TCU.
we?
You choked against Oregon. You choked against Kentucky. Y'all choked against Duke. I can keep going.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Football season is here. Celebrate the return to the gridiron with 94.5 ESPN as Kyle, Brust, and Nortman broadcast live from Potawatomi Sportsbook at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Thursday, September 5th. With 24/7 kiosks, place your football bets on not just game day, but any day. You can even select the bets ahead of time with the Potawatomi Sportsbook app for a customized QR code to bring to the sportsbook. Come out September 5th to see 94.5 ESPN's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Potawatomi Sportsbook. Full Potawatomi Sportsbook details can be found at PaysBig.com.
How would you like to own a jewelry store?
Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy?
Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people.
Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now?
Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email.
Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's.
a fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Happy game week, green and gold fans. Week 1 against the Eagles in Brazil happens on Friday night. There's also some new faces on the sideline, including defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley.
We're going to work really hard up until the time we kick off, and my sheet's going to be in front of me, and I'm going to let it rip. And then we're going to call it, we're going to play fast, and we're going to be physical, and I'm not going to hesitate on the call.
The Packers defense will hope to hold the high-powered Philadelphia Eagles offense in check. Friday night kickoff at 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? A succession plan that benefits business owners and employees. full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Saving money on everything for your next painting project at Menards. Dutch Boy DuraClean Exterior Paint is a paint and primer in one that's available in thousands of color options. It's formulated to resist dirt, mildew, and fading. Save big on Dutch Boy Exterior Paints at Menards, America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction, according to J.D. Power. Visit jdpower.com for details and menards.com for deals.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Why do you build me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down?
I'm ashamed that the best part of being at Camp Randall is the traditions of singing songs and jumping around. That is supposed to be an added bonus to pulverizing a week one opponent called Western Michigan. It's a new era of Badger football.
Singing Build Me Up should be like dancing on the grave, where it's like Bucky's already done 50 push-ups, and now we're just all having a good time.
800-990-3776. Dave in the 608 chimes in. Nortman, unfortunately, I think, is dead on with his assessment of Badger football. 6 or 7 wins, I fear, is the best this year. 4 or 5 would not surprise me. The Badgers are now Purdue for the foreseeable future with this 18-team one-division conference. Unfortunately, Purdue had better quarterbacks. Believe it or not, they could score a lot of points. They were middle of the Big Ten. I still am waiting to. What are the Badgers' strengths? Yeah, the pause right there. We knew exactly what to say, and I'm not saying
we suck again.
I'm not saying they need to be the same strengths of the Bielema and Christ and Alvarez Badgers. I just need to know what they are for Fickle's team, because right now saying, hey, we battled adversity and found a way to win against Western Michigan is not what I'm looking for. Diana McGuanago, you have a bone to pick with us about the Badgers. Did we hurt your feelings about what we said?
Shame on you. You guys both went to school there, and you're writing the Badgers off. That's the first game of the season, and you guys are writing the Badgers off already? You guys should be ashamed of yourself.
Unbelievable. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed right now. You think I want to be saying this, Diana? Yeah. Do you think I want to be upset when I was so excited to see year 2 of Fickle and see more progress? No, this isn't fun. This isn't fun. It's fun to be happy, and winning is fun, but not winning 28-14 against Western Michigan.
Yeah, we are Badgers, Ben. So when it comes down to it, I refuse to be delusional like Bears fans. I refuse to be delusional. I will
hold yourself accountable.
That's right. And I hold, just like you do, we all hold the Badgers to a high standard. We should not shy away from holding them to a high standard. We can't look at Western Michigan being down 1 in the fourth quarter and say, you know what, that's all right. We're okay with 7 wins a year. But that is not the Wisconsin football standard. I'm okay with calling it out.
Tisk. Shame on you.
We just got shame. Shame. At KBN ESPN on Twitter X. Today's poll, are you more nervous or confident for the Packers opener on Friday? Very early, 75% nervous, 25% confidence. As Greg chimes in, the truth hurts, Diana. That wasn't us, Diana. That was Greg, I swear. Brad, where are you as there is more optimism, believe it or not, talking about the Green Bay Packers and playing a Philadelphia Eagles team that lost 6 of the last 7 games last year, but has a ton of talent in a neutral site game in Brazil. Week 1, the second game of the NFL season. I don't know if you have Peacock, but I will find a way to have one to watch this game.
Oh, for sure watching it. Look, Ben, I'm nervous. I'm not nervous for this Packer team in totality, right? But I'm nervous for this week. First of all, let's not forget that the Philadelphia Eagles, they were a juggernaut the first 11 games last year. Dysfunction ran its way through the organization, and they kind of cataclysmically declined. But they were a formidable opponent most of the year, and they have just dudes at every level on that team. But it's not even about the Philadelphia Eagles. This Green Bay Packer team, once again, the youngest team in the NFL. In fact, they're younger than they were last year. I'm not even sure how you can do that, but they are slightly younger.
You trim the fat.
You trim the fat.
The old guys.
And you draft young guys even more. So I'm nervous because the preseason and training camp has not instilled a lot of confidence in me that they're going to start hot, right? I do think there is a direct correlation between how Matt LaFleur's training camps go and how week one goes. I think that talent and coaching in this team, success will come. However, when Matt LaFleur didn't have a structured, challenging training camp with even Aaron Rodgers and didn't have them play in the preseason game, always started off flat and slow. Last year, when he pushed these young guys into playing more, getting into rhythm, they looked pretty good in practice. They went out and played great against the Bears. This training camp looked a whole lot more like the other seasons to where you're not playing that often. It wasn't really crisp, if we're going to be honest. All of the reports from the Jason Wildes of the world and all the beat reporters saying that it wasn't super crisp, that defense was getting the best of the offense. It didn't quite look like it did the end of season last year. So I think it's going to take a minute. And then you add that and the fact that a young team is going to go to a different country, trying to figure out what it looks like to approach the game professionally in a challenging logistical situation. I just think that the odds are stacked against them. I don't think the Packers have a lot of momentum. I'm a little bit nervous for how Friday night's going to go.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. I want to know from all of you if you're more confident or nervous for Friday's game for the Packers against the Eagles. I'm a little shocked that our poll is more nervous than confident. Really early in the voting, just put it out, 65 votes, 63% nervous. I figured there'd be more confidence after the end of last season. Now, my answer is 110%. I'm more nervous than confident. And there's a reason to be nervous because there's still many unknowns. We haven't seen Jordan Love in a consistent fashion play great football over an entire season. He has an opportunity to do that, but keyword opportunity. I have no idea the impact that Josh Jacobs will make with the Green Bay Packers. We barely saw him in preseason games, which is fine. It's just still something like I am optimistic, but it still can make me nervous. The unknown is nervous typically in any scenario. Then you have wide receivers and tight ends that you all are expecting to make a jump, and they should. But what does that jump look like? That makes me nervous, not knowing like who it's going to be and how and what, and it could end up working out. There's also a new scheme for the defense. They went from a 3-4 to a 4-3. I know it's going to be aggressive. I know there's going to be less reading and reacting from everything I've heard and seen. But what does that look like against a real opponent on week one with as much talent as the Eagles have, as dysfunctional as they may be as an organization and as a team? Also, if you see our break screen on YouTube, Kyle Wallace, our co-host who's not here, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, Brad Brust, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. He predicted Braden Narvison would be picked up by the Packers after he was released by the Titans. That's great, but it's still a young rookie kicker. There are too many unknowns about what this team will be week one versus what they, what we can expect them to do because we have the data of this core playing together for a full season, and it was a small sample size of success. It was a great time for 10 games to see Jordan Love ball out, but I can't sit here and be confident when you're going against more experience, a team that went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago with a lot of those pieces, right? They have talent. The Eagles are a talented football team, and I'm not saying the Packers don't, but they're more experienced, and I don't know what to expect at too many spots for this team. The only thing I do know is that Matt LaFleur has taken his team to the playoffs 4 of the last 5 years. And that is the thing that you said, Brad, about the totality. I don't think I'm worried about the totality. I'm worried about the unknowns heading into week one.
Yeah, I mean, if this question was, are you nervous or confident for the 2024 season? I would say I'm confident. I think the Packers are going to have a really good year. I have high expectations for them. But week one is sneaky. Week one is hard. Even if you're a veteran team, crazy things happen in week one. And it's particularly for the situation they're going to go into. Everything will feel different. Everything will be foreign, literally being in a foreign country. So when you're a veteran-laden team, you have a bit more of an advantage when it comes down to something like that. And with how young this team is, again, the youngest team in the NFL, younger than last year, what you saw last year is more common with that, right? Where it's like, hey, it's going to take a minute for all these young guys to get their feet underneath them, to learn the game, learn the offense, and then when they hit the ground running, bam, it's a beautiful thing. But week one, they have their work cut out for them, and I don't love how training camp went, and I think this will be an important game for seeding when it comes to the NFC playoffs, because I think the Eagles are one of the best teams in the NFC.
Yeah, and a lot of comments right now about the nerves is, hey, it's the travel for me. There's an Eagles fan that says, we're nervous too, just so you know. Very nice Eagles fan.
Yeah, how about that?
We usually have fans from other teams on YouTube come in very, very mean. But I like the respect in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
800-990-3776. Again, I just go back to what you said about training camp, what we don't know about this team from a full scale, the defense got the best of the offense early. We never really heard the offense is dominating the defense. There's just so many, from the joint practice against the Broncos to the joint practice against the Ravens, there was no consistency of anything. It was some days the offense was doing good, the defense was doing good, then you had a bad week against the Broncos, then they ramped it back up against the Ravens. That's too much up and down for me to come in confidently for week one. 800-990-3776. I love that you said this, Strofe. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy football season. That's the great part about football season.
Feels so good to say that.
We can talk like a bunch of idiots, acting like we know what we're talking about.
Dude.
And they could come out and, make plays and it'd be 14-0. That's the beauty.
They play in 3 days.
3 days? Ooh. 3 days?
3 days.
A guy on the broadcast for the Wisconsin Badgers over the weekend, a Packers Hall of Famer himself, to answer all of our questions and bring some fun and levity as he always does, is Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. But first, I got to tell you about Screamin' Sicilian Pizza, because although I was not home in Wisconsin for Frozen Pizza Friday, I got the tradition from my fiance's family. They did Frozen Pizza Friday, so what did I do? Of course I brought Screamin' Sicilian, because they've now fallen in love with Screamin' Sicilian. Now, they don't have it in the Table Rock Lake area I can't believe this. I was 5 minutes away from Arkansas. That's how far this was.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow, is right. A lot of toothless people in Walmart. Regardless, I did bring some Screamin' Sicilian, and it's always loved by the family, whether it be the thin and crispy, the tavern style, the 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese, or the OG Screamins from the Boss Hog, the Bestie's Revenge, the Holy Pepperoni. You can mix it up a little bit with the Ultimate Deluxe, the Supremus Maximus, and one of my favorites, you stopped dancing to this trophy and it made me mad, the Mambo Italiano. Mambo! Find your screaming pleasure and taste what all that screaming is about, and make sure you stay tuned for Victory Mondays for the Green and Gold, because Palermo's will be giving away more pizzas for you, KBN Nation. Mark Tauscher, Packers Hall of Famer, joins us next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I'm a seam head now. You can call me whatever you want.
Oh, seam head. I don't even know what that is.
That means I'm a baseball dork. All I do is sit and watch MLB Big Inning at night.
Head.
I've never heard that before.
This is because you're not a seam head.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7- and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University, affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, The Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites, and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnofthebog.com.
Our goal is to provide patients with the strongest, most effective, and safest options in this exciting field of regenerative medicine.
Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
The idea that you can avoid a joint replacement is very exciting.
And that's from a surgeon who's done thousands of joint replacements, but who now believes there's a better way.
Regenerative medicine, as we understand it today, gives lasting pain relief, improved function, without surgery, without drugs.
Under Dr. Shinekup's leadership, QC Kinetics medical professionals treat patients every day with the most advanced protocols in natural biologics. Literally tens of thousands of people all over America.
I've been doing research on regenerative medicine for 2 decades. This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived. So try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles. Not just a treat, it's a tradition. And the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show. KBN Nation as always. 800-990-3776. But that music means Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, Old T of Wilde and Tausch, is joining KBN. Old T, how are you?
I'm doing well, Benny. How are you?
I'm doing well. I actually want to bring this up to you. I haven't done it on the show yet, but you're the perfect person to ask because you're similar to me in not wanting to make frequent stops on road trips. But when it comes to road trips, and obviously when I can, Quick Trip is the spot. Like, there's no better spot for all the things I'm listing. When you get out of the Quick Trip area, what do you look for most in your stop? Is it clean bathrooms? Is it food? Is it cheapest gas? What is the power rankings for you on road trips?
No, it's easy. It's easiest exit off, entry back on. I want it to be right there. I don't want to have to make a left-hand turn. I want to have to go right. If I have to go eighth of a mile to a quarter of a mile, I want it to be immediately off of the interstate. Once it's out of, as you mentioned, outside of the Quick Trip regime, all of the other stuff, I mean, yeah, you want to get the best gas price too, but it's all about convenience and access. Ease of access would be my answer.
Tausch, Friday night watching the Badger game, I just walked away.
Yo, Friday night?
What's that?
Did you just say yo Friday night?
I don't know. Did I say yo?
I don't think he said yo.
I think
I said Tausch.
I think he dropped a tape on the yo trophy. I think it was a yo or a so. Okay, it might have been so. Yo.
I think it was so.
Yo. So.
Okay.
Yo, so.
All right,
Tausch.
yo
Tausch.
what's up?
Yo, Tausch. Okay, I'm watching the game Friday night, and all I'm thinking to myself as I watch this team is I had higher expectations, hoping that maybe they would turn things around, be better than the team they were last year. But all I could think about was the guy from Waterboy who's in the crowd and says,
Oh no! We suck again!
I felt like this was an uninspiring game against Western Michigan. The fact that they were down 1 in the fourth quarter. And I'm thinking to myself, Tausch, this team is basically Nebraska now. Just middle of the Big Ten, 6 or 7 wins this season until I'm proven otherwise. Am I overreacting too much?
I do think you're overreacting. I mean, you could feel the way you feel, and obviously Friday night was not executed the way I'm guessing everybody here wants it to be. But it's one game. You're not going to see, I guess, the best version of who this team is going to be on the opening weekend. Now, do you wish it looked more explosive and you had more big plays on both sides of the ball? Absolutely you would. And that didn't happen. So you can have those thoughts, and that's how you want to view it. But you also can look at it and say this team struggled to close out games. They struggled to find ways to win close games. And in a game that it would have been very easy to say, this isn't our year, all this other stuff, they found a way to dig in and dominate the fourth quarter of that game. So, yeah, I get it. I understand where fans' frustrations are at. But we're 1-0. We have a game that we should be able to find a way to win on Saturday. And then you get a real measuring stick. And I think after that Alabama game, depending on how that game shakes out, I think you're going to get a much better barometer for where we're at on the national scene and in the Big Ten when you play a game of that magnitude. So, yeah, panic if you want. I'm not there. I think this is a team that needs reps. They need to grow, and you need to figure some things out. But there's a lot of young talent that you hope will continue to grow and develop and become much better players than what they are right now.
You know, Tausch, quickly before we pivot to the Green Bay Packers on Friday here, you mentioned, obviously, like from a coaching staff, from a fan base standpoint, it probably didn't look or feel like they executed in a way that we all would have liked to have seen. I'm still struggling to figure out what the identity that Luke Fickell's trying to build. So in a perfect world, right, say we're 5 games down the road, what does this team look like? Is it dominating? Everyone says they want to dominate the line of scrimmage, right? But it's in a shotgun, like they want to run the ball, they want to pass the ball, but they're in 5 wide on 3rd and 14. You don't really see a lot of long explosive plays. What does this team look like to you in 5 weeks when they're clicking, if they are?
So I think the goal would be defensively, you're going to see a lot of aggressive, up front stuff in the run and forcing teams in and getting home with 4. That was the one thing, if I'm, pointing out concerns, I didn't see enough of that. I thought Western Michigan ran the football pretty effectively. That was one of the concerns I had depth-wise when you lose James Thompson, how that would hold up. But big picture, you're just expecting more efficiency on both sides. And I think Phil Longo, there's this whole idea of air raid. It's going to look different than what it did in North Carolina. And we thought that explosive runs need to be in play.
Sorry, I couldn't hold it in for the second time. Where are you?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Is that a trap?
Yeah, Matt, practice. Some of us got the air horn. We're constantly working. So
get with the O-line, man.
You want to see? Huh?
Get with the O-line.
What are you talking about?
I feel like you're at Badger practice.
I am at Badger practice.
Get with the O-line. Work with them. Give them your expertise.
Oh, okay. That's what I'll try to do. All right, good. Yeah, I'll get that worked out. The O-line played okay on Friday. So to answer your question, you want to see more. You want to get more explosive plays. And that needs to not just be thinking air raid. That needs to be in the run game, too. And that's what I think this group needs more than anything else.
Talking with Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Tauscher, are you more nervous or confident just for week 1 against the Eagles?
I'm confident. I just think, obviously, Philadelphia is a good team, and was a playoff team last year. They went through a bunch of changes staff-wise. But offensively, their skill guys are as good as it gets. You start looking at every layer of it, tight end, wideouts, and running back. So I'm excited to see if things are going to be different with Jeff Hafley as the defensive coordinator. And this will be a great test because I don't know if you're going to see a more balanced, skilled group of offensive weapons. I don't know if they're going to see a team all season that's going to have more depth than what Philly does. So let's see it right away. And if they struggle, I don't want everybody saying, well, this is the same old, but that's how this will be viewed. And if it goes the other way and this defense is dominant, oh, baby, you're going to be hearing everybody talking about this group being a dominant defense and our case of another championship. So I'm excited to see what narratives play out after the game. But leading up to it, no, there's no nervousness. I think this is a really good football team, and it's a good team that they're playing, and it's a good measuring stick right out of the game.
Tausch, we're going to get to this a little bit later in the show, but Darius Slay talking a lot about safety concerns and things like that. Did you ever experience as a player anything that looked like a safety distraction for a game, anything like that? I know personally I didn't have anything to this level, certainly, but did you ever experience anything from a safety concern when it comes to execution of the game or travel?
No, nothing like what we're talking about, telling guys that they have to stay in their hotel and things. Now, there were places in Philadelphia, was one of them, that have your family members not wear your team jerseys and stuff like that, which I thought was ridiculous, but I understood you wanted to be safe rather than sorry. But no, it was nothing like this, and I know, people have reacted to this in a very negative way. The bottom line is the NFL is very concerned about it. They want to have a game pull off here without any major incidents. They feel like it's going to be in the best interest for all the teams to keep it pretty tight, not go out and explore the cities, which is what we normally do when you go on road trips. So it is what it is. I think both teams are looking at it saying it's a business trip. Let's go down. Let's find a way to win a game. Let's get on a plane and get back home.
Tausch, anything for us before I let you go?
I got nothing for you boys. I think you guys did a really good job today.
You know what? We'll take that and run with it, and we're going to tell.
What's your hype song? When you guys can probably hear the Badgers' music as they're warming up. What's your hype song, Benny? If you're going to do a shoot around?
Nowadays, it's the Top Gun anthem.
Ben just thinking that he's in a movie soundtrack right there. My hype song, I stopped listening to music because it got me too hyped up to punt, and you need to chill when you punt, basically. When I had one, I loved Sabotage by Beastie Boys. That song always gets me hyped.
Okay. Yeah, anything Rocky related for me.
Well, Old T, you know what we're going to do next. Let's talk about the great work from Gina Della from Pella.
I'm going to see you guys down at the Pella Experience Center tomorrow.
We will see you there in Brookfield. Tell them about it, Brad.
See you, fellas.
Oh, I'd love to. We are going to be there alongside Wilde and Tausch. That's a KBN plus Wilde and Tausch during our normal time slots at the Show Center, the Experience Center in Brookfield for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There is so much to experience when it comes to Pella Windows and Doors. Ben and I have been there before. I can't wait to be back there to see what new innovations they have and to see how they can totally transform your home and your space to increase the value of their home, decrease energy bills, and just allow their unique craftsmanship to show through.
Yeah, and it's worth noting that there's going to be refreshments and snacks all day. So during the lunch hour, because you got 9 to noon with Wilde and Tausch, we start at 2 o'clock. They're going to be serving tons of stuff, small sandwiches and sides. And please know that they will have $2,000 off their project winner drawn from people setting appointments on September 4th. So be ready to call Gina Della from Pella, not just because you need windows and doors, because you're heading into winter and you want to conserve energy, you want to make sure the heat stays in the house, but there will be $2,000 off, a winner drawn from appointments set on September 4th, which is tomorrow. The winner will be announced on the website Friday, September 6th, so make sure you call tomorrow and schedule with Gina Della from Pella and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They have game tickets, gift cards, and other prizes. Stop by the Experience Center in the showroom in Brookfield. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, let them do this. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our feelings.
Come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on. Yo, fuck. I should be doing this time. I should be 2 to 6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair. Don.
Need any Homer one? Us?
Yeah.
Y'all 2, 3, 4. You're all the same. There we Nobody's go. As good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football season is back. That means it's Palermo's kickoff week here on 94.5 ESPN. Big shows, big guests, and big prizes are coming for week 1. When the green and gold score, you score with Palermo's Pizza. For every Green Bay touchdown, you can win up to 10 Palermo's pizzas. Watch and win big during Palermo's kickoff week on 94.5 ESPN. Full contest and big week details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next, the Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend, September 13th through the 15th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
It's game week for the green and gold. Friday night kicks off their 2024 season in Brazil against the Philadelphia Eagles. As for their young offense, which is led by Jordan Love, it hopes to have Christian Watson healthy for most of the season. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur.
I mean, we all have seen how explosive and dynamic he is as a playmaker, whether we're handing off a jet sweep or, in the passing game, making great catches. He is an important part of what we do.
The 7:15 kickoff on Friday night.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Think owning a home is just a dream? No dream at Tri-City is too extreme. Talk to us and we'll show you how that dream you're dreaming can be reality now. Tri-City National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 433891.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've broken down. I don't know how you can even say that. I broke down watching the Badgers. Probably a better way to say it.
Yes, accurate.
Tears, frustration. No tears, mostly frustration. No tears. Yeah, mostly frustration. I'm near tears. Why did I say that? I'm near tears. Who knows?
I think you were talking about your daughter.
Probably. It checks out. 800-9, I'm that douche. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Kyle, just Ben and Brad and Strophe running the show. You, KBN Nation, can also get us on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. And Brad, I'd like you to come over here on the video stream because I experienced an awkward goodbye. Traveled over Labor Day weekend with the baby girl. We have to do a 10-hour trip where she stays in St. Louis before we take another 4-hour trip.
How Brad just has his arms folded and he's looking
he
at
doesn't
you.
know.
He
No,
can't
stay
hear
here,
me.
stay in the
He can't
camera.
hear me.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm just setting the scene here. So we drove 10 hours to a lake house, 5 minutes from Arkansas. I was like, didn't know where I was. But it was a great weekend. Obviously, wanted to say thank you to the future in-laws for, taking care of everything. And so as we're leaving, I never know what to do because I've gotten a hug sometimes and I've gotten a handshake sometimes from the father-in-law. And so you're going to be the father-in-law.
Okay.
And you're going to throw out your hand for a handshake.
Okay, so hand out.
Hand out, and I go arms wide.
Okay.
Who gives in right now?
I would probably start to open. It's a pretty obvious eagle spread from Ben. I feel
Eagle
like
spread.
I'm weird. I'm going right in for your chest with
Yes.
my hand.
So
I would have to open my arms.
I just was like, I'm not giving in. So come here.
Okay.
I then come here. Tap, and it was like the quickest getaway you could ever get away from someone.
Did he pull away his
He
hand?
pulled away his hand, so we got both arms around, but it was a tap, and it wasn't very it wasn't a hug. It was just a tap.
So did he tap you back?
I don't know. I was then I was freaking out because I was like, what do I do with the mom? And yes, Trophy.
You're good, Brad. You can sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, you can sit down now, Brad. Thank you. Then I hugged the mom, and she gave me a double tap. A tap on the back.
A tap from the mom?
Yeah, it was like a hard tap. It was like a pat more than a tap. It was like a boom, boom. So
Is she typically a hugger?
I don't think so, but
What do you mean you don't think so? You've
Have you
interacted
ever
with
hugged them before?
You've interacted with these people before.
yeah, and I'm always anxious about the goodbyes, the awkward goodbye. It's like, what do I do? So do I just go next level now, and next time I hug her, squeeze her and pick her up?
Give her. Okay, so I'm naturally a hugger.
Yeah, I hate it about you.
Yeah, I know you do. So
You always wanna
this is always
touch.
easy for me.
You're a toucher.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm with Strofe here, so I'm usually a hugger as well. And
Did you move away because I called you a toucher?
Yeah, that made me uncomfortable.
You always want to shake my hand and dap me up.
I'm a dap guy and a hug guy.
you
yeah.
are you interact physically.
I do, yeah.
with people.
Well, so I grew up as this was weird because I was a young child, but I always really enjoyed handshakes. My friends and I would interact with each other
gentleman handshakes
in 6th grade. Yeah, actual handshakes.
Weirdo.
That was the thing we did.
That's so.
So
bizarre.
do they hate me?
What?
No, I think everyone has a different comfort level.
You would know if they hated you prior to the goodbye.
I don't know. These tap and pat hugs that I got
They
after
probably
4.5
just think you're obnoxious,
days.
which is fine.
No.
What you gotta do?
I'm the father of their granddaughter.
Right, and that's all you're gonna be.
You gotta.
I want love back.
You gotta do I like that you made your intentions felt with your arms open. You gotta say, hey, bring it in. Bring it on in. Old guy.
Bring it on in there, mister.
Come on, beautiful.
No, that's
Come
awkward.
on.
Well, the beautiful
But that's
one
the thing.
less
But
awkward.
Yeah.
I got to do the bring it in.
You
Right?
gotta bring it in,
I got to say something now, so I set the precedent that we're hugging every time.
How about just a quick all right,
and then I got to call her mom and be like, last time we hugged, you just slapped me on the back twice and didn't really hug me.
No, you don't bring it up.
But
That
yeah,
makes
you
it
got
weirder.
it.
No, that makes it weirder.
No, because then
she knows you've been thinking about her hug for that long.
I'm kind of with. I think you just got to embrace it.
Yeah,
but
it's 2 days later. I'm still thinking about the tap and the pat.
Guess what? She hasn't thought about it once.
I think you have to be okay with the tap.
I know, rent free. They're rent free.
they're rent-free.
They're rent free in my head.
I don't think you're going to get a squeeze. I don't think you're going to get a tight squeeze. I think you got to be comfortable with the tap. That might be all you're going to get. But it's better than a hand awkward bro hug with the dad.
JB in the V asked an important question. What about the hello, Ben? Hugs as well? Hellos are not really a thing because when we get there, I'm always just moving my daughter's stuff and my fiance's stuff into the house, so I'm just like doing stuff. So it's only usually the goodbye. And I'm glad, because I don't know what I would do anxiously if there was a hello and a goodbye.
Did they hug you when you proposed to your now fiance?
That's the thing. It was all like hugs and happiness, and now it's just.
Was that the only time this has happened? Like,
only time there was celebratory, like, oh, this is great.
Oh, they do hate you.
That's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up, Strofe.
Does your fiance have a brother?
2 brothers and a sister.
Do they hug the brothers?
Maybe their own sons.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, they love the sons.
Okay, I just
love
didn't know if it was like toughen up kind of.
Yeah, no, but like I can hug the sister, and I got the bro hug down with the brothers, like the like you just
the bro hugs. Yep.
You just boom, you connect hands, and then you just give the 1 or 2 taps. Like that's I'm in between bro hug and hug with the dad, and it's awkward. And I got a pat from the mom. Not great. JB says you set the tone with the low. Setting the tone.
Set the tone.
Hugs for everybody.
You're not shy, Ben. You can go in there and be like, hey, you, right there. I'm coming your way. Bring it in.
It's a great point. Handshake always when I arrive.
Really? You just said
with the future in-laws?
Physically interactive.
Yeah, but a handshake counts.
No.
That's
You're not as touchy as I thought you were.
It's too formal for, like, family.
Well, like pops?
Pops?
Well, yeah, the father? Yes. Yeah.
Sheila's jumping to the truth here. At the wedding, you will be able to gauge their feelings toward you. If they do not embrace you, it may be caution for concern.
If you get a tap walking her down the aisle.
Oh, yeah. What if you get a flimsy handshake on the handoff?
And he like lets go quickly.
Great. Now I have anxiety for the wedding. As if I already didn't. No, I don't have anxiety for the wedding. I can't wait.
You said it.
No,
I
can't wait. I did the thing Kyle did.
Yeah.
No. I'm not worried about the wedding at all, I swear. But I am worried about my record that is 22-18-1, thanks to Chef Ed.
18-3, but yes.
Whatever. Chef Ed gave me a free victory, so if you're not Chef Ed, please call in, because he stayed sober and still only got 2 or 3 right. Let's go caller. No, 12 was Aaron Rodgers' number. Caller 10 for Jordan Love. I know you didn't say that on air, but I'm repeating it because we need to do caller 10 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? That's coming up in 2 minutes. 90 seconds to get 15 answers
Tom
correctly.
Brady won 12. He was pretty good.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We're all about love right now with the Packers playing on Friday. 800-990-3776. It's Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Brad Nortman's got 15 questions. Caller 10. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. They'll explain the rules. It's pretty simple. Just beat me in trivia. It's usually pretty easy to do. Next. In 2 minutes. College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA Oak Creek help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can get 15% off their IKEA purchases. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Lakeland University. Don't put your life on hold to earn your degree. Build a schedule that meets your needs. Lakeland.edu.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Main.
Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. You're listening to ESPN Milwaukee 94.5 WKTI HD.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It is game week. Packers play Friday night. Badgers playing Saturday. We are fully in football season. But speaking of game week, it's always game week here on KBN. I am Brad Nortman alongside Alex Strofe. Because this game that we play, it is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? We play it every Tuesday at this time. To see if we can stump Ben, KBN Nation, we have Mark in Cudahy today to be able to take on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Mark, how are you feeling today?
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to hand Ben a loss? We cannot let him get 2 in a row.
I feel finer than a new Buick.
Finer than a new Buick.
Yeah, Mark.
I have never been more confident in Ben Brust. And you know what? With that being said, let's just spin it, Strofe. Let's get right into it.
New Buick, Brad.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Finer than a new Buick.
I'm fired up about Mark.
Me too. I feel good. That's what Mark in Cudahy, that's how he feels right now. And this is how you play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? It's 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many answers correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass, and we will come back to it if we get through the rest. If you beat Ben Brust, you will win a $25 gift card and be looking great in your Buick. Mark, any questions?
No, let's go.
Alrighty, let's do this in 3, 2, 1. What is the most abundant element in the human body?
Oxygen.
What vitamin is produced when skin is exposed to sunlight?
D.
What element has the chemical symbol of O?
Oxygen.
What is the term for a large circular feature on the moon created by an asteroid impact?
Crater.
Which part of the brain controls voluntary movements?
Pass.
What is the term for animals when they are primarily active at night?
Nocturnal.
Who was the first president of the United States to be impeached?
Nixon. No, wait. Trump.
In physics, what is the term for the quantity of motion an object has? Quantity of motion an object has.
Momentum.
What is the only organ in the human body that can regenerate itself?
Liver.
What is the name of the largest internal organ by weight?
Skin.
What does DNA stand for?
Dinuclear. I don't know. Pass.
Who was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence?
Jefferson.
In what year was the Declaration of Independence adopted?
1774.
What is the tallest mountain in the world?
Mount Cudahy.
Mount Cudahy. There you have it. There you have it.
Whoa, that was a masterclass. that was really, really good by Mark.
That was really good. What'd you get?
I have an 8 spot.
Okay, that's what I got too.
He got through 14 of them. So.
Yeah. Man,
Mount Cudahy is amazing.
That is so good.
Finer than a new Buick, and he comes in and does that.
I'm gonna adopt that. I don't know if Mark will allow that, but I'm gonna adopt that as my new phrase. When I feel good,
yeah, that's ours.
Finer than a new Buick. That Mark.
We will reference Mark in Cudahy, but that's ours now.
Yes, it is. That is now a phrase.
When Ben puts his headphones on, can you please ask him if he's feeling finer than a new Buick?
Ben, are you feeling finer than a new Buick? Because that's how Mark in Cudahy is feeling.
One of Tiger's Buicks, and yeah.
Finer than a new Buick.
That's how Mark was feeling coming in today.
All I know is you guys were doing a lot of giggling.
Well, when you ask somebody how they're doing and they say, I'm feeling finer than a new Buick, yeah.
Kind of throws you off a bit.
Yeah. Naturally going to be giggling.
Ben Brust has re-emerged, and he is the one that obviously Mark and Cudahy is playing against. Ben, 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many answers correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass. He will come back to it if you through the rest. If Mark and Cudahy beats you, he's going to win a $25 gift card. And this is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. Ben, any questions?
Start off the football season with a win.
Okay, let's get going in 3, 2, 1. What is the most abundant element in the human body?
Abundant? Pass!
What vitamin is produced when skin is exposed to sunlight?
D?
What element has the chemical symbol of O?
Oxygen.
What is the term for a large circular feature on the moon created by an asteroid impact?
A crevice?
What part of the brain controls voluntary movement?
The nervous system?
What is the term for animals that are primarily active at night?
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Rabbits?
Who is the first president of the United States to be impeached?
Clinton?
In physics, what is the term for the quantity of motion an object has?
E equals MC squared?
What is the only organ in the human body that can regenerate itself?
Skin?
What is the name of the largest internal organ by weight?
Your large intestine?
What does the DNA stand for?
Oh, man. Dynamic Neutral Atomation.
Who is the principal author of the Declaration of Independence?
I hate this. Thomas Jefferson?
In what year was the Declaration of Independence adopted?
1776.
What is the tallest mountain in the world?
Everest.
Who is the British Prime Minister for most of World War II? Just had this one.
Sir Isaac. This sucks.
It's a 5 spot for Benny. Congrats
I got
to Mark
5?
and Cudahy. Well, you got 3 in a row right at the end there in Jefferson 76 and Mount Everest.
Yeah.
You had 2 before that, which were questions 2 and 3. You went on a
hot streak.
Brutal in middle.
You went on 9 wrongs in a row. You got
No!
9 in a row incorrect. Yeah, game was over before it ended.
What did the Buick guy have?
He had 8.
Mark and Cudahy. Finer than a new Buick. That's about right.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
There were some doozies in there.
Doozies.
Tell me about it.
Let's go through them. What is the most abundant element in the human body? Oxygen.
Is abundant a lot? Because I thought it was a little. And I was like, what do we not have? That's why I was struggling.
No.
And you passed on that one.
Abundant is a lot. Yes, correct. Good job.
Okay. What vitamin is produced when skin is exposed to sunlight? That is vitamin D. Which element?
Got a lot of that this weekend.
Yeah. A lot of vitamin D. Which element has the chemical symbol of O? That's oxygen.
Also oxygen.
Yep.
Double oxygen.
Double O.
It's tricky throughout here, Strofe.
I did that a few times today.
Yeah. What is the term for a large circular feature on the moon created by an asteroid impact? Crevice is what you said.
Crater?
Crater.
Dang it.
Crevice. What part of the brain controls voluntary movement? Impressive for Mark and Cudahy. The motor complex.
What do you mean impressive? He passed.
He passed on that one?
He sure did.
No one's getting motor complex unless you're a scientist.
Yeah, you're right. He did pass.
Cortex.
Whatever.
Cortex. What is the term for animals that are primarily active at night? Rabbits.
You never heard like they're active like.
You've never heard nocturnal?
Nocturnal.
Oh. Like bats.
Like
are bats nocturnal?
Raccoons.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Rabbits.
Was that like
it was
a multiplying joke?
It was attempted an A joke.
Yeah. Okay. They are active at night, so to speak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who is the first president of the United States to get impeached?
Not Clinton.
Not Clinton, and not Trump, from Mark and Cudahy. Andrew Johnson.
Wait. Is Andrew... No.
What?
Andrew Jackson is on the 20.
Yes.
I was going to say, we got a guy on the 20 that's impeached? Crazy.
In physics, what is the term for the quantity of motion an object has? Momentum.
Nicely done by Mark and Cudahy.
Yes.
Didn't even stutter on this one.
What is the only organ in the human body that can regenerate itself? The liver.
I thought skin was a good answer.
Yeah.
If I cut myself, it just regenerates. Double check that one.
It's not in the human body.
Got it.
What is the largest internal organ by weight? Also the liver. A little tricky from Maestro Strong.
Dude, a double liver and a double oxygen?
Hell
Man,
yeah.
this guy, you're cooking with gas back there with these questions.
Speaking about cooking with gas, question 11. I'm just going to throw it to you, Strofe. What does DNA stand for? I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, it's deoxyribonucleic acid.
That's not 5th grade. That's 12th grade.
I got to be honest, this is one of the few I knew today.
Really?
Deoxyribonucleic acid, yeah.
Is this like a fun fact that you tell people
It's
at
just something
parties?
that stuck with me because it's a long word and I don't know a lot of those. So, yeah.
You seem to enjoy saying it.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
You say it very well, too.
Hey, thanks.
Unfortunately.
I practiced.
Deoxynibo.
We're on the same team.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Deoxynibonucleic acid.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Who was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence? This is where you kind of salvage yourself. Thomas Jefferson. In what year was the Declaration of Independence adopted? 1776. The tallest mountain in the world. This one Mark and Cudahy did not get. He said Mount Cudahy. Mount Cudahy.
Hey.
I think he
nice.
knew he won.
I think he knew he had it in the bag. I think he was
grave.
just toying with us. And the prime minister for most of World War II.
I forget.
Winston
Churchill. Dang.
Yep. Mark and Cudahy. He is. I hope he's driving a Buick right now. Feeling good. He sure deserved it.
I hope he's driving that Buick to the Princeton Club right now. Because you know what I need? I need one of those workouts to cleanse myself. This feels like one of those where I need to go to the sauna or the steam room and sweat out all the bad toxins from the weekend, and those toxins carried over into my performance in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Yeah,
so.
your deoxyribonucleic acid.
Oh my God, shut up. You're so obnoxious right now. I hate it. But you deserve to be because you stumped me. Always a great time to join the Princeton Club. They have wonderful facilities with the best equipment available. So whether it's the 8 to 9 locations in Madison, they have those staples, those big ones you can go to, also the express clubs. You have New Berlin in the Milwaukee area. It doesn't get any better than going to a club where you can invest in your health, open 24/7, free childcare with a membership. They provide everything for you to be successful in your health journey. So beat the people that are, believe it or not, we're going to head into November, December, and you're going to start thinking about, these colder months, New Year's resolutions. Beat those people to it, because when you step in, you will love the Princeton Club. So find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. Just have the courage to get that tour, people. JD and Fondy, the official Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust grader. Strofe A+, finer than a $2 bill. Brad, keep finding your Scalzo. I think that's a compliment.
I think that is a compliment.
Why are you skipping the grade that was attached to that?
A+.
Woo, buddy.
Yeah, we both got A+.
How about that, Stroke?
Actually, you just got
an
an
A.
To you.
Yeah.
I'll still take an A.
I got the A+.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, I've got you figured out like a fine Buick.
What the Eagles don't have figured out is how to travel to Brazil without already making excuses. We went through this with the Packers in London. I think this might be the upper hand that the Packers have when it comes to the Eagles complaining to Brazil. We'll hit on some audio from cornerback Darius Slay plus Bradley Nortman with a security warning himself when he played football. We'll hit on all that on Kyle Brust Nortman.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
He is now off his rocker saying it. Well, if I played...
Choke artist. Choke artist, choke artist, choke artist. That's what you both are. Yeah, I said it. You both are choke artists.
Losers, choke artists.
That's what you are. You choked against TCU. You choked against Oregon. You choked against Kentucky. You choked against Duke. I can keep going.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting off with a little bit of trouble, 894 eastbound. We've got a crash right about at 76th Street. So it's off on the right shoulder. Watch out for that. It's a little bit backed up coming in from the Hale interchange. Other than that, we've got southbound 43 backing up a bit from before Hampton down to Capitol Drive. Northbound 43 is just tightening up right around Fond du Lac Avenue. And westbound 94, that's going to be a bit heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip, plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedules and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clear skies, below 55 at the lake, 49 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 78. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
I think I'm going to have to bring Romeo Dobbs into the Tausch stand category and start promoting and pushing him more.
Wilde and Tausch.
I feel like he is just so criminally. Like, he's an afterthought for too many Packer fans, and I think he's going to have a bust-out year.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7- and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, football season is here and cooler temps are on the way, so do not wait. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Football season is legitimately here. You had college football all weekend, and now we get both. Plus, the Brewers are crushing it right now. Huge win on Labor Day. When I say huge, I mean every game is one of 162. But to beat the Cardinals and kill the season series, I absolutely love it. And if there's one place you want to go to enjoy all of that, it's the movie theater of sportsbooks, and that's Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee. If you haven't been there, it blows it out of the water. Blows it out of the water. Dozens of self-service kiosks, seating for over 200 in their new restaurant dubbed The Kitchen, a full bar. And I'm telling you, that 2,000 square foot video wall, game. If you love, I don't know, cricket, they can find a TV for you to watch cricket if you bet on it. They have everything there. You don't even have to love to bet to enjoy the experience because they have great food and a bar. So whatever it is, if you want to watch sports at the best place possible, stop on by to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and check out that brand new sportsbook. I'm super excited to be live from the Sportsbook tomorrow for the debut of the weekly wager, starting at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays with Jen Latta and Greg Matzik. Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the Sportsbook. Check it out. Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman, no Kyle Wallace. Alex Strofer in the show. You, KBN Nation, as always, can get in at 800-990-3776 or see us on YouTube and interact at ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison. Darius Slay, a cornerback from the Philadelphia Eagles, on the Big Play Slay pod, had this to say about the Packers and Eagles' upcoming trip to Brazil.
Week 1, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But, man, I do not want to go to Brazil. And you want to know why? I'm here to tell you why. They already told us not to leave the hotel. They told us we can't do too much going on because the crime rate is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, NFL, why y'all want to send us somewhere with the crime rate this high and like we out the country?
So Darius Slay, taking a page out of Matt LaFleur's book, circa 2022. Was that the thumb year? That is when they went to London and Rodgers got hurt against the Giants, broke his thumb, still played the entire season, but ended with an 8-9 season against the Lions at home in which they did not make the playoffs. And the way the Packers handled that PR-wise, they weren't really excited about it and didn't handle it with the best mindset. I'd say, you know what, to this point, I haven't heard too much from the Packers that makes me say, I don't like the way that they're handling this trip to Brazil. It's an opportunity in week 1 on a Friday in front of a huge audience to make a statement about who this Packers team's going to be. It's not the end-all be-all, but it's a good opportunity against a good team like the Eagles. Now, this from Rob Domofsky from the locker room today. First from Eric Stokes. On the 10-hour flight to Brazil, I'm planning on at least passing out for 5 hours. The rest of the 5, I can probably thug it out.
What a great response.
That's positive.
That is positive.
I can pass out, and then, I've been on a 5-hour flight before. He's traveled from Green Bay all the way to at least, L.A., which is probably 4.5.
For sure. And these guys, they've been to London. They've traveled internationally. They're going to be okay.
And then you have Jair Alexander on the do's and don'ts while there. Just don't leave the hotel, unquote.
Okay. Makes it simple for them.
Bring a video game system.
I mean, that's honestly true. I kind of get what Darius Slay is talking about. He's talking about everything beyond football, though. I mean, he literally didn't mention the game or anything. Let's.
I'm excited for week 1, but
I don't want to go to Brazil, and I can't leave the hotel. I mean, it legitimately sounds absurd when you think about it, of complaining not being able to leave the hotel. You're only there for a couple days.
It's a business trip.
It's a business trip, and I think if there's one advantage the Green Bay Packers have. They'd have other advantages, but this could be a primary advantage, is coaches set mindset, right? Coaches set the mindset for their teams. And this is telling me that either Nick Sirianni, the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, isn't effectively molding the minds of his team, and they're sort of just saying and doing whatever they want, or he is also complaining about how much of a pain this is and safety concerns. I think Matt LaFleur has learned a lesson from his time in London, as you said, Ben Brust, when he was complaining about how logistically challenging it was and how we don't want to go. They were so flat, the Packers were, for that 2022 London game. It showed. It showed like they didn't want to be there, and it showed like they complained all week. Sounds like Matt LaFleur has changed his tone, and it's a young team, so they're going to be receptive to it. So I think it's a benefit for the Green Bay Packers, and I'm not concerned about, personally, I'm no safety expert. The NFL takes this seriously, right? Like, you see the Super Bowl, you see all these things. When the NFL wants to have heightened security and player safety, at least off the field, they'll do it. These players are going to be safe. I'd be shocked if something happens.
Even when you traveled overseas, because you're with the Jaguars, who seemingly play in London every year, it feels like. Like, I know it's London.
They do.
But, like, was there extra security that you guys would have versus a home game or a road game that's in the States?
Yeah, there's slightly extra security, and London's pretty safe. And our hotel was, like, right next door to it. You were pretty free to go about London as you saw fit, but you had local handlers, for lack of a better term, that were in every single bus, that was right beside every coach or the coaching staff. You could go out with them if you wanted to, if you wanted someone around you as you went around and did London. There are all these like local ambassadors that can help you. Now everyone speaks English and London is fairly safe, so it's a different
Do you know your
mentality.
Portuguese?
I got to brush up on my Portuguese a little bit.
I heard it's the hardest language to learn.
Really? More than
maybe
like Mandarin Chinese?
Maybe I just made that up.
I don't, to be honest, I don't know what they're complaining about. I mean, you're going international.
Yeah, I made that up.
Yeah, you made that up for sure. And Brad is 100% correct. It's Mandarin Chinese because it is considered the most difficult language in the world.
This should be the expectation that you go to Brazil and you stay in your hotel and you focus on the game. So I think player safety will be fine. I think the Packers are taking the right approach to it, and it might be an advantage that the Green Bay Packers
You
have.
asked Mark Tauscher, who joined us earlier here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, if you missed Tauscher. He was phenomenal, as always. Catch it on Wisconsin On Demand or YouTube when you watch us back. You asked him if he's had any security warnings in his playing days. He really didn't have much. Do you have any in your days?
I do, and it's not going to be one you'd expect. So I was a sophomore playing for the Wisconsin Badgers, okay? And we go in December, and we go play at Hawaii. So we go to Hawaii, and we go there on like a Wednesday morning so we can kind of enjoy it, get used to the time frame. We had this hotel, we're on the beach. It was awesome. It was awesome. But I will never forget the very first night we get there. Coach Bielema is up in front of the team, and he's like, guys, this is really important. You really need to listen to this. And he brought in the Honolulu Police Department.
Wow.
And they were talking about, guys, relax, have fun, get ready for the game. But if there's one thing that we got to warn you about to not do, it's jaywalking. And we're like, what? We said jaywalking. They're like, yeah, jaywalking. It is no joke.
There was a million things I thought you were going to say, and jaywalking was not one of them.
Jaywalking. Guys, did you know that Hawaii gives out 5,000 jaywalking tickets a year, and they make almost $1 million a year on jaywalking? So he said, like, literally, you do not want to get a jaywalking ticket. You cross the street, you go to the crosswalk, and you wait for them to go. You do not jaywalk. They were so serious. And they I think we were all a little stunned. Same thing that you just experienced, Ben. Jaywalking is what they were talking about. And so, like, it became an ongoing joke with the team. Like, we in the streets of Madison, someone jaywalked. Like, hey, he's jaywalking over there. Just lock him up. We said, jaywalk. They were dead serious. Like, do not jaywalk.
I have a jaywalking question. Because I was walking to lunch today, and there's always a busy intersection in downtown Milwaukee where I have to cross the street. Now, typically, if I catch the walk sign, I go. And if I don't just walk. But if there's no one coming on a red light when you don't have the walk sign, is it considered jaywalking if I walk across the street when I don't have the walk sign?
Yes.
Yes, it is. I believe,
wait, why don't you know the answer to that?
In Hawaii, that would get you
prison?
Behind bars, baby. Behind bars.
Jaywalking?
Jaywalking. And I actually looked it up. Like, because I remembered this and I was praying for the segment. There is a movement to try to.
Were you praying for the segment? You said?
No, I was preparing.
He said praying. I think he meant to say preparing.
This idea of jaywalking is getting me so excitable. I looked up jaywalking Hawaii, and there is a movement now in Hawaii to decriminalize jaywalking. Because
wow. Is there like a change.org petition, or what are we talking about?
No, it's all over the news because the enforcement has gotten so out of hand that they're like, let's just decriminalize this. This is ridiculous.
So everyone's just going to be jaywalking everywhere?
It'll be lawless. It'll be lawless in Hawaii. But I'm telling you, they struck the fear into us.
Did anybody jaywalk? Did anyone,
not at first.
I was going to say, did anyone like... All right, let's see if they get me.
So I'm going to be honest.
Did you jaywalk? You jaywalked,
So
Brad?
no, don't put that on me, Ben. Don't put that on me. They might be listening. So
you can't get deported to Hawaii.
We played a night game, and we wanted to go out and celebrate a little bit. I mean, I wasn't 21 yet, so I couldn't actually like go out and do much beyond just have dinner. But some of the other guys did, and man. Guys were jaywalking left and right. Like after the game.
He's acting like you're saying jaywalking.
Yeah, jaywalking. They were like, hey, watch this. And they would like run to the other side of the street and maybe on the lookout for like the cops. But they were serious. They're like,
could you imagine what would have happened with Bielema back in the day? If somebody got caught jaywalking in Honolulu after the police commissioner of Honolulu came in and talked to you guys, would they have been suspended?
It would have been at least 300 yards of log rolls and something to. So I mean, I think, yeah. Coach
Did you ever have to do anything like that?
No, not me.
Of course not you.
Of course not me. But Coach B, even when the Honolulu PD left, I think Coach B was like, I didn't expect that either. He was like, that's a new thing for me. I didn't know what they were going to say. And they are warning us against jaywalking.
There it is.
So it's not Sao Paulo, but it's Hawaii.
If Hawaii has jaywalking and and Sao Paulo has crime, I think, just stay in your hotel. Will somebody leave the hotel and will we hear it about we'll hear it in the news about one of these football players. Actually,
I don't think I think they're scared.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. That's a little bit too. I mean,
NFL players. I mean, there's some guys that have seen some stuff.
That's true. That's true. Which Green Bay Packer do you think would break the rule?
I mean,
Jair.
Only because he broke the rules for the team and took the coin toss.
There's no regard for any rules for the team.
And Matt LaFleur said there's going to be new captains every game again.
Oh.
Be on the lookout.
Okay. Never know.
Packers and Eagles coming Friday. I can't wait. I cannot wait. We did not discuss this, but the Packers time capsule that we have created, where we are no longer accepting submissions to mail in the time capsule. We might be doing a show from my backyard to bury the time capsule.
Now that would be fun.
I know. So stay tuned. We're going to be at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin in Brookfield tomorrow, Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the Sportsbook on Thursday, and Ben Brust's backyard on Friday, potentially. Woohoo!
You're really trying to get away from me, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Just one day
it was a good break over Labor Day without you, and now only one day of seeing your face.
0 for Kyle.
It's good on him.
Wow.
Speaking of Alex Strofe, he always wants to have his voice heard. It's everyone's favorite segment, Becoming Relevant, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
He was the lead in the girls softball movie, the Bernstein Bears. What's it called?
800
what? Tom Hanks, that movie. There's no crying in baseball. What was it?
That was A League of Their Own.
Yeah. Not Bad News Bears.
The Bernstein Bears, like the book.
Bernstein Bears, bro. You're done.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 41. We got some backups from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Southbound 43 is a little bit backed up as well from just before Hampton to Capitol, and then Fond du Lac down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Earlier accident that we had around 76th Street on 894 eastbound has been cleared. Delays have not, though. We got backups all the way back to Oklahoma right now, so that's going to be slow through the hail all the way to about 68th Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 55 at the lake, 49 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Courtney Cronin.
I can't do anything but look at Dabo Swinney's approach and think, why are you being so stubborn? Why are you, like, I'm a big die with the lie sort of gal. Like, you just double down even if you know you're wrong. But 0 starts from anybody in the transfer portal since 2018. That is the approach that Clemson has taken. And at some point, when does it become selfish to continue on the stretch that he's on at this moment of how he wants to run his football team, because it takes you out of being competitive against the best in college football? This was the only game we saw this weekend, pitting one national championship coach against another national championship coach of coaches that are actually still coaching currently in college football. And it's very clear that Georgia's doing it one way and it's working. Clemson's doing it another, and it's giving you these sorts of results that frankly become expected at this point.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
But then something happened one magical night. I forgot that you existed.
Is this Taylor Swift?
It's my favorite Taylor Swift song.
It came on with a bunch of people at the lake that we were at around Labor Day weekend, and all the olds hated Taylor, and I loved it.
Why?
She can't sing.
That's not true.
She's a good songwriter. She has no range, and she can't sing. Well, look at this. I love that you existed. It just talks. Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Alex Drove. I could.
All right, do it.
I'll just... I'd have to go back in time.
Sell out a worldwide
I'd have to go
stadium
back in time and write up all my breakup songs.
At a minimum, it's catchy. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not catchy, but she's not that talented. She's a talented writer, not a talented singer. Case closed. It's time now to hear from Alex Strofe, who played that song. Becoming relevant is always good.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
So I was at a bonfire Sunday night to, celebrate the end of the summer, as we discussed earlier. And I had an at-length discussion about human names for pets. And the man I was talking to goes, yeah, I met a dog the other day. His name was Gregory.
That's kind of great.
Gregory the Golden Retriever.
What do you think of Bruce the dog?
So that's what I was going to bring up. You actually named your dog a human name. Your dog's name is Bruce.
Bruce.
I'm super pro human names for pets.
I love it.
Where do we land on the discussion here?
Yeah, I mean, Sparky and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, all the, Fido, the traditional
but I
ones,
want,
Snoopy.
I want, Gen X names, baby boomer names for pets.
Like
Bruce.
Bruce the dog.
Gregory is amazing.
Gregory's great.
That's so good.
Are you saying,
they don't call him Greg either.
You want,
it's strictly Gregory.
Not Greg the dog. Gregory.
Gregory.
Gregory, get over here.
Like Peter would be a weird one, too. Peter would be a weird one.
Be good.
Samantha.
Yeah. Come here, Samantha.
Jennifer. That is weird. I'm for it. It humanizes them a little bit, right? Makes them feel like they're part of the family. Bruce feels like he's part of the family. If his name was Biscuit, I don't know if he'd feel the same connection.
Matthew's got a Walter and a Lewis. Walter's such a great dog name.
Walter's a pug or something. Something that looks pissed off all the time.
And my grandpa's name is Walter. He does look kind of mad all the time.
Does he?
I don't know.
What's your other dog's name?
Bentley.
Yeah, it's
it's dog name. I love human names.
I just want to make
it's funny.
Yes,
it's always funny.
Human names for pets. It's in
Alexander.
Alexander.
Bradley.
Bradley would be
good.
A wild dog name.
Bradley.
Well, speaking of dogs, a fan tweeted out 2 days ago that if Florida State ranked number 10 in the country entering last night's game against Boston College lost, he would eat dog doo-doo. Dog poop.
I think I said I would do that if the Packers won the Super Bowl last year.
Whoa. So, the lesson here is Florida State lost by 15 points, and the guy deleted all of his social media, wiped it all. People are trying to track him down to hold him to what he said. Is it ever a good idea to say, if blank happens, I will eat dog poop? That just seems like not a smart
our
play.
sister station on ESPN Cleveland, Aaron Goldhammer, in February before the NFL draft, said he would eat horse manure if Baker Mayfield was drafted number 1 overall by the Browns. He then proceeded to eat horse manure on the air because Baker Mayfield was drafted number 1. So I'm not saying it makes it right or wrong or cool or not cool, but he followed through, and I'm proud of him for
I
that.
can respect.
Now he'll always be the horse manure eater. Like you don't lose that title. If you ate horse poop, you're always going to be known as a horse poop
The guy who ate horse poop.
That's brutal.
Is that legal?
I don't know if we can do it anymore.
No, I'm not asking from a company standard standpoint. I'm asking from a strictly legality standpoint.
Why couldn't you eat what you want to eat?
Can you? Well, you can't eat humans, Brad.
Okay, that's fair. That involves murder.
I don't think you can eat dogs legally.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about ending lives.
You can in China.
But can you just go to the local farm and take a scoop of horse dung and eat it?
I don't think there's a law against it.
Like, when the horses are running around the city and they just take a dump.
Yeah,
somebody scoops it up.
The police horses, yeah. Like if they're outside of Summerfest grounds, they dump all the time there.
It stinks.
If I just brought a shovel,
Dude, it stinks. Horse manure is worse than dog poop.
Excuse me, fellas, gonna take this home now. Like you're telling me those cops aren't gonna give me a side eye?
They'll give you a side eye. I don't think
they can write you a ticket.
Really?
It's making me nauseous just to think about, isn't it?
Well, let's move on to something else that'll make you nauseous, Brad. Joey Chestnut last night, 83 hot dogs, 10 minutes. That is a world record.
Is it?
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I know, but
that's so impressive.
I just want to. I don't think it's that impressive. It's impressive.
Really?
I don't think it's that.
Do the math.
It's impressive. I don't think it's that cool.
Well,
right?
no,
like, I don't think it's that cool. It's like, oh, great, this guy's a professional eater. He had 83 hot dogs. Guess what he's going to go do? Throw up afterwards.
I don't think you can. That's
but
against the rules,
don't you think it's
They have to make
wild?
it a certain amount of time, probably. But then what do you think he's going to do? Digest all 83?
Yeah.
No.
I think his organs are in shambles.
No. They have to be in shambles, but he's not keeping them down.
Isn't it fascinating, though, to see, the human body push the limit, though? That's cool. That's, I don't know. Maybe cool
he's
isn't
such a
the right word.
hardo. He's such a hardo.
Yeah, but
it's so cool to see the human body do things
push
you don't
the
think.
limits.
Did you know that the human body could digest 83 hot dogs?
Dude, we
in 10 minutes?
only use 2% of our brain. There's so much more that's untapped.
Ben, did you know that the liver is the only internal organ that regenerates itself? That's crazy, bro.
That's you right now.
I'm here for it. I think it's unbelievable. I think it's disgusting, but I think it's unbelievable. I can't even fathom that. To show how good he is, remember how he left the Nathan's hot dog eating contest? I think the winner of that in 10 minutes ate 53.
Yeah, he
Pushed
beat him
the
by
limits.
30.
He almost doubled that. That's unbelievable.
What's the math on that? I was trying to do it, but I'm not good at math when it comes to minutes. There's 60 seconds in a minute. He ate 80 hot dogs.
It's like 11
10
or 12.
minutes.
No free ads, but I could have 12 Krispy Kremes in 30 minutes easy. Maybe even in 10 minutes.
No free ads, I could probably do too, yeah.
They're so
Those
good.
are so light.
I know. I'm just saying.
Did you
go to a fresh Krispy Kreme over the weekend or what?
I did.
Because there's not one in Milwaukee.
There was one that I stopped and grabbed some for the morning, and they stood no chance.
Are you a traditional guy? Just like the traditional glazed?
I like all kinds, but yes, the traditional, I could just. You zap them in the microwave for 7 seconds.
7 seconds, yeah.
7-8 seconds, and I could
got it down.
I could
Wow.
pound 12.
There used to be one of those shops right by Lambeau Field where I grew up, and on Sundays, not during the football season, they would do free donuts. So we'd go to dinner over there, and when we pop in, we'd get a free hot glazed donut.
You got to get more than one.
Forming moments in my childhood.
Yeah, but you got to have more than one.
Well, we
You're
probably
never
bought a box for the
satisfied.
week.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 7 p.m. on Sunday night.
We have a partner in Quick Trip, right?
Yeah,
they're
they got great
glazers.
glazers.
Oh, I like the box of glazers. That there's 6 of them. They don't. They're a day.
pop
They're
those in the
they're
microwave?
24 hours
Pop those in the
max. Pop those where?
In the microwave.
Yeah, of course.
5
of course.
Yeah, it was actually wild. I went to a Quick Trip, and I usually never go inside, but I had to go get something inside.
What are you doing? The inside is the best part.
But I'm usually just a get my gas and go guy. But I had to go inside, and I went to go check out, and the person at the checkout says, "Hey, do you want free donuts?" And I was like, "What's the catch?"
Yeah.
And they said, "No catch. We did a bunch of taste testings, and we ordered too many. We're just giving them away." And I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, here you go." He just handed me the box of glazers. Just take them. And I thought there was a camera on me or something. So I said, okay. So I just took it and walked out the store. He said, have a great day. See you next time.
Yeah, they always say see you next time.
See you next time. So it was great. The glazers were outstanding. And even I ate those. Amazing.
You know, guys, I think that's where we're going to end the segment. I think that went well today.
I think it was okay.
We covered a lot of ground there, Benny.
Sure did.
Poop,
Walter the dog. Gregory.
Ernie in a barn. I had 2 cats named Otto and Otis. I think those are too close to pet names.
Otis, probably. I can live with Otto.
Otto's a good one.
Like, it makes me think of Otto Graham, former NFL quarterback. Legend.
Good pull.
Very underrated.
Beef Ramington chimes in with Mark.
What chimed in with that?
Beef Ramington.
That can't be a name.
No, it is on the text line. That's his real name. First and
His
last.
name isn't Beef.
Beef Remington.
Nobody's name is Beef.
Yeah, there's plenty of beef and great food that's probably deep fried and everything at Road America. Because Elkhart Lakes Road America is America's National Park of Speed. And it's not just about the racing on the track. You can camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. The Aaron's Art of Wheels weekend is the 13th through the 15th. So make sure you check out what is the rich history of racing. And I'm telling you, if you have not been, I had somebody the other day go to Road America and they text me, man, I've been missing out because it's an experience. And the kids 16 and under, you're not going to find more affordable family fun than at Road America. So roadamerica.com to get your tickets today. One of the more embarrassing things happened on Unsportsmanlike across ESPN Wisconsin this morning is not that the fact that the Packers were on Michelle Smallman's Bachelorette of the NFL final list of 3. It's the other 2 teams that she's picking between with Green Bay Packers. It's embarrassing for her. If she doesn't do what she needs to do, she's going to miss out. That's next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Oh, no, not Coach Booty. People said yes, good riddance. He didn't do enough.
Not Coach Bud, but Coach Booty.
They call him Booty, Bud? Did
they call him
Coach
Booty?
Bud. You know when I said Booty.
Only his friends call him
when
Booty.
I said
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. After every single green and gold game,
You can say it doesn't matter, but that's not being fair.
there's only one place to go for instant reaction.
Once, since they won the Super Bowl in 2010, one season, have they done better than 10th in points given up.
And to give yours on the Boda Box Wine Line. Tune into Green Bay Game Night with Homer after every green and gold game. Right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound. Now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Frank Daniels, our Madison Goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we will professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
So what's better than a Packers win? Celebrating a Packers win behind the wheel of a newly redesigned 2024 Chevy Traverse C71. Yeah, that's better. And right now at Quick Trip, for every dollar you spend with Quick Rewards, you'll earn a Fan Zone point to spend in the Packers Zone. Then with your Quick Rewards app, spend points for your chance to win prizes throughout the season, like a Chevy Traverse C71. Kick off your winning season with Quick Trip and your Green Bay Packers. See quicktrip.com/fanzone for details.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Sam Steiner is with me. So someone suffers a sports injury and walks into OAW. What's next?
in some cases setting them up with a sports therapist through our facility and seeing if they can get back into what they want to do without surgery. And then in other cases, when we see them back, we follow them along. You're not assessing just their injury, you're assessing the patient. You want to understand their expectations, and based on that, that's where you go down a treatment algorithm to get them back into what they want to do.
Is it tough to take into account the human aspect of things and not just focus on the injury?
I think it's very challenging. And like I said, you have to be invested in the people you take care of to understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are. They just can't be a number and look at, say, an MRI and say, well, you have this, then we're going to do this. I think in every single circumstance, you have to take into account everything that you have and assess the patient, understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
She said, I like your confidence, but you're not the 1970s.
Oh, it's so screaming good every time I have it. Palermo's Pizza. Make sure you tune in on Fridays for the Palermo's Pizza prize pack we give away on Fridays. Plus, there's going to be more pizzas on Victory Mondays for the green and gold. So if you love pizza and you love Palermo's like I do, it's a no-brainer to stay tuned on Kyle, Brust, Nortman to win yourself some free pizza, whether it be that's tavern style, the thin crust, the 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese, or the OG Screamins'. Taste what all that screaming is about and find your screaming pleasure in your local grocer's freezer. If you've missed it on Sportsmanlike across ESPN Wisconsin in the morning, got 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN Madison, 5 to 7 right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee as well, and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Michelle Smallman, host with Evan Cohen and Chris Canty, is the Bachelorette of the NFL. She is from St. Louis. The Rams were ripped from her in a bad way as the greedy owner took it out to L.A. and lied to the faces of all the St. Louis residents. There's no love lost there as my fiance and her my future in-laws are from St. Louis, and the hate is real there for Stan Kroenke. Is that his name? Nailed it. So she has narrowed her list down to 3 teams before the NFL season. Strophy, let's hear those teams.
Okay. On the eve of the NFL season kicking off, let's be about love, all of the good feels, the optimism, hope springing eternal. Let's be about love.
Well, there's no better way to be about love than to give a rose to love. Green Bay Packers, come on down.
The Green Bay Packers.
There we go.
They get a rose. Congratulations, ESPN Wisconsin, getting a rose.
We have received a rose. There are other 2 teams that have received a rose as well. The final 3 for Michelle Smallman. The Green Bay Packers, as we heard. The New York Jets. And the Chicago Bears. Could you imagine having to be a fan of those 2 teams? If your final 3 teams to be a fan of a team are the Packers, the Jets, and the Bears, what reasons are there for the Bears and the Jets?
Listen, this should be an embarrassing competition as far as who should actually get the final rose. This reminds me of, like, if this was a high school setting, Michelle Smallman is like the popular girl that everyone that she's trying to date, and she's narrowing it down to three different dudes. The Green Bay Packers they're the All-American kid. They're the All-American kid, straight A's, captain of the football team. Everyone loves them. Good looking. That's the Green Bay Packers. It's an easy choice, especially when you compare him to the New York Jets, who's the dramatic kid. He's always getting in trouble, late, messy, underachiever, disheveled. You want to date that Chicago or that New York Jet? And how about this
I'm excited for who the Bears are in high school.
The Chicago Bear is the pathetic excuses guy. The pathetic excuses guy is the Chicago Bears. I would be all conference if coach ever played me. The teachers don't like me. That's why I don't get straight A's. I'd be so cool and popular if it wasn't for all these weirdo classmates. That's the Chicago Bears. Just accept it. You're not good.
Well said. Well, Brad Nortman, good job keeping track of the clock there, Strophy. We're back in 2 minutes. Jim, Matt, and Molly in Madison.
Well, we've got some problems on 4394. On the northbound side, we've got a crash with the left lane blocked just north of Howard Avenue. That's got the left lane blocked there, so we got backups all the way back through the Plainfield curve. And then on the southbound side, pretty much at the same spot, we've got a vehicle fire, and that one has the southbound left lane blocked right just south of Holt Avenue. So that whole area is going to be all gummed up as well. You do want to be extra careful, though. It's going to be a slow ride coming out of the Marquette all the way down to that point. Southbound 43 itself is also backed up from about Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette. Westbound 94 backing up from about 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 storm team forecast tonight. Clear skies, low of 55 at the lake, 49 inland tomorrow. Mostly sunny with a high of 78. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend is coming up September 13th through the 15th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance, like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Grab your Lederhosen and dirndls for Oktoberfest at the Golden Mast on Sunday, September 15th. Enjoy a fun-filled day with German food, beer, and live music on Okauchee Lake. It starts at 1:30 on Sunday, September 15th. Get your tickets at goldenmastin.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's the 414 hour at on KBN.
Try again.
You know, okay.
You gotta commit.
Here we go. It's the 414 hour at on KBN.
A little better.
My Friday one was the best one I've ever had.
Well, you gotta bring that every time.
Yeah, I had Friday energy at Pato, so.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. We're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I do want to get back to our poll from earlier today because Tausch was the only one that is echoing the minority here. On Twitter at KBN ESPN, are you more confident or nervous for the Packers opener on Friday? Nervous leading the way at 54% and confident at 46%.
Wow,
Strofe, I actually want to go to you here. Strofe, as the Packer backer without Kyle Wallace today, where do you land on the nervous confident?
Before I answer that question, put some respect to my name. Even with Kyle Wallace here, I'm the Packer backer.
Oh, wow. You won't say that with him here?
I've said that with him here many times.
You say it every time.
You're a bigger Packer backer than Kyle Wallace?
Yes.
He was born in Green Bay.
Does that give you an inside track?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, who did the Packers Pro Shop send their whiteout package to? I'm just curious, Brad.
Oh, that's a good point. That was you, Alex.
Just
Strofe.
wondering who. Anyway.
Feeling pretty confident back there.
Confident over Kyle. When it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's nerves.
Yeah, I guess I land more nervous, but I don't think it's even the opponent. I think it's more so where they are. Week one starters didn't really play in the preseason. Will they come out flat like they have in years past? So I don't think it's nerves about the Eagles. I think it's more nerves about I'm not sure what product I'm going to see come week one, and I would really not like to repeat what I saw last Friday from the Wisconsin Badgers.
Do we think that these nerves are a product of just like the uncertainty of week one? Or do you think that this is actually indicative of maybe we're just nervous for the Packers in general this year?
Now, to the last part, because I can't answer no to both. It's definitely week one. Come on in, Tori. It's a Tori Lowe Tuesday. Hey, it's the unknown of week one more than is the totality. And I think from a totality standpoint, you know that Matt LaFleur has led a team to the playoffs for the last 5 years, whether it be with a bona fide Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers or a first-year starting quarterback in Jordan Love. We bring in Tori Lowe on a Tori Lowe Tuesday here. Did you get lost, Tori?
Hey, look, I had a lot going on with
No, it's okay. You probably thought it was Monday.
I did. And, I had a lot going on with somebody texting me, and then I was like, it's Monday, but that was Labor Day.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
And did you know we're only...
I like how he was making excuses when the only reasonable excuse we needed was, I thought it was Monday.
Yeah. Which is true, but, sometimes when you looking at your phone and talking to somebody, it don't equate.
Oh, yeah. So. I get it. Now, Tori, did you know, since you're having trouble with days, that since it's Tuesday, we're only 3 days away from the Green Bay Packers playing football? Oh, my God,
I got the goosebumps.
Did you actually? Let me see.
No, I do. I mean, look, it's kind of,
He does have the goosebumps.
I'm trying to, when I think about the season, the upcoming season, it's so much excitement around this young Packers team. And when I talk about Jordan Love, some people be like, oh, he haven't proven himself. He doesn't have enough. I said, no, like, you got to realize is that this is a kid who studied under Aaron Rodgers. He can read defenses. At this point, he's not a rookie coming in trying to figure out NFL defenses. He's already understanding. He's just trying to apply his athletic ability to the offense now. And once he got the hang of his rhythm, he was able to soar. And so I'm looking forward to the Packers.
So you said the word excitement.
Yeah.
And now our poll question is, are you more confident or nervous for Friday's opener?
I got the butterflies.
I like that.
So what is that?
That's nervous.
That's
nervous. The butterflies are nerves.
Well, somebody said it's a difference between being nervous and having butterflies.
What's the difference?
They said that when you're nervous, you don't know what to do. You're more like you don't know how to approach things. You're nervous.
Ooh, I like
But
this.
when you got butterflies, you know what to do. It's just you're just overly excited, and sometimes you know what to do, but the butterflies kick in because of that excitement. But you do know what to do.
I love this.
I've heard someone say that if you have butterflies, that's good. It means it matters to you.
Yes, and that means that
it matters to Tori.
It matters to Tori.
It does. And like I said, when we talk about this is the first season that Jordan Love. Now he's coming in expected to do well. I even heard a talking head. I call them the talking heads.
That's what you are.
Yeah, I'm
right
a
now.
talking head. Right, exactly. But I've heard ESPN talking head, somebody corresponding saying that the Green Bay Packers are Super Bowl ready.
But there's a lot. There's a lot of talking heads at ESPN.
Yeah, it is, and we're some of them made. Hey, but that's what I'm saying. That the high expectations is there for this team, this young team. So I'm nervous for them. These are young guys, and I'm hoping the best.
Which side of the ball makes those butterflies flap harder? Offense or defense? Like which are you more excited to see on Friday night? The offense or this new look defense?
Nobody's gonna see defense. Even if they believe, right, that like.
Aren't you intrigued though?
Being intrigued versus come on now. Everyone loves offense.
Right.
You can love defense and love what they bring, but nobody there's a reason why people probably like watching 35-28 versus 10-3.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I see the beauty in a defensive struggle, but I don't know. I'm probably not as excited as I am if it's a butterfly game of the offense getting me all excited and putting up 35 in week one.
I remember when Tampa used to lock people down. Those games were long and boring, but you could appreciate what a good defense would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baltimore, Tampa, those tough defenses. You can appreciate that, but it does make you take a nap a few times. You take a few.
Now, how do you feel about this, Tori? 800-990-3776. Dick in downtown chimes in. I'll be confident until Friday, and then I'll be nervous. Packer backer rankings. Dick in downtown 1, Tori Lowe 2, Strofe 3, Kyle 4.
Oh,
wow.
Would you put your Packer fanhood over Strofe and Kyle, Tori? You're bigger Packer fan than those two?
Of course.
It's a Packer backer off. Strofe, make your case.
Well, the thing is, see.
No, put the football music. Tori,
okay,
your case as the number one Packer backer of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, why are you it?
Because I got the frequency. I got the cheese head, I got the flags, I got the candles, and I always try to make the adjustment every game so I can get the right frequency because people forget that the fans have an energy that affects the game too. No matter if I'm on the field or off the field or watching TV or at a bar, I'm getting the energy going so we can change the currency of the frequency and the advantage of the Green Bay Packers.
That is going to be tough to beat Alex Strofe. Alex Strofe, you're on the clock. Packer backer, why?
Yeah, I don't need candles, frequency, or witchcraft to get in the
witchcraft.
mood. I don't know. You just say
it sounds like it.
Hey, no, it's the frequency.
It's witchcraft.
Here we go.
I don't need that to bleed green and gold, okay? Growing up in Green Bay, I played in the parking lot of Lambeau Field. The first word out of my mouth, farf. Not dad, not mom, farf.
Yeah!
Is it really?
Hold on, I'm being penalized for growing up in the hood. see, that's not a good excuse. No.
Penalized for growing up in the hood.
Hey, I came up in the hood.
And doing witchcraft.
Tori came out of the womb and said Lombardi.
Right.
Lombardi.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, that's why I'm on the frequency.
Tori, do you have any pregame rituals that you do? Like, I'm doing this every single day.
Wait, do you not know about this setup of candles?
I know. Well, I've only heard. Paint me the picture of the frequency module. I've only heard it.
This year, I added a little bit more stuff to it. Like I took pictures of the current Packer players, the wide receivers, because now I want to directly affect their game to add some positive energy.
Okay.
So now I got the wide receivers there and Jordan Love, and to me, it's about.
I thought you were kidding.
No.
Wait, you actually have candles?
Yo, you got 2 candles. You got to have 2 candles, 2 flags.
Are they lit?
It depends. If we're losing, I'm lighting them. It's not.
Tori, this
bigger Packer backer than Alex Strofe.
This is witchcraft.
No, it's not. See, and this is what they do with politics. They try to demonize the other side.
Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing.
And let me tell you something. He's demonizing. Yeah. And I got a gripe with what you said because if I slice your wrist, I doubt if green and gold is coming out.
Oh.
See, he said he bleeds green and gold.
Yeah, come here.
But I understood what you say. I didn't demonize that.
Yeah,
he
let you have your thing.
Metaphor, but then I got to do the hunky dory with mine. See, but the thing is, at the end of the day, energy is powerful, and when you have the excitement, that's why when the Packers play, I don't want no negative energy around. Like, soon as people start talking bad, I'm moving.
Maybe there's a reason why that Tommy DeVito won on Monday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers because you were with me at a bar.
And you was your attitude at that point was
bad.
Yeah.
I never stayed as positive as Tori Lowe did.
But once you changed the frequency, we went deep. Well,
that's right. As soon as I said I don't believe the Packers will make the playoffs, and then I said I would jump in Lake Michigan if they do.
And after we jumped into Lake Michigan, what happened?
I mean, they beat the Cowboys, then lost.
Well, by a field goal.
But you guys,
like we were out of the game.
Didn't jump in Lake Michigan the week of the 49ers game. That was your fundamental issue.
You're right because
that's how
I had brought up the fact that if they win, we should jump in again.
Yeah, and
but Tori and Kyle said no, so it's not my fault. It's Tori's fault.
So Tori doesn't actually understand.
Tori doesn't understand his own witchcraft.
This is why when they try to jump you like this, you got to resort back to the frequency because you know what?
You don't understand.
You back to what you know.
Yeah, I got to go back to what I know because. If I had adjusted the cheese head that day.
Adjusted the cheese head.
Because sometimes when, you got to make it to tune it in, like a kind of a
say your apartment or your house or whatever is north, south, east, and west. Do you point it north and some days west, some days southwest? And how do you know when to stop?
Well, like I said,
because this is a real thing that I think his brain actually does.
No, check this out. If they have a good game, you leave it where it's at. But if they have a bad game during the game, if you catch the energy, you got to, and then you keep it right.
Does anybody else have these Packer superstitions? 800-990-3776.
It is what it is.
800-990-3776. What are your Packer game day superstitions? Yeah. Because Tori has some wonky ones.
No.
Hold on.
Not wonky. I'm the one that said that the Packers was going to win 10 games last year.
They won 10 games.
That was all the frequency?
I said it before the season.
What's the frequency telling you right now?
11.
And the Super Bowl with your plus 20,000 or
the
plus
Packers
2,000?
can win the Super Bowl, yes.
And you would win $20,000.
Yep, I think the Packers can win the Super Bowl this year.
I didn't ask if you can. I said I need you to
I already
predict.
put the money there.
So you believe?
Yeah. And you know my baby.
That's
a lot of news.
Dude, this is the most serious Tori has been ever.
Yeah,
your baby needs new shoes?
Because last time I went and gambled, I always use that as a saying. I took a chance on being Brust.
That was a mistake.
Not a good chance. I did the same thing, Tori.
So what I'm saying is it's just what it is. It's sports. We having fun. And at the end of the day, some of us, when it comes to the Packers, if the Packers lose, our week is ruined.
Have you ever gotten to the point with the frequency module? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the frequency module, yeah.
That you had to remove something.
You know what? I took one flag down.
And why that flag?
Because the Packers were, that was when the Packers were going through a rough patch.
You just felt like that was the item that needed to be removed?
You got to tweak it. Yeah. So it's in the locker right there. I never brought it back.
Maybe it'll reemerge.
Yeah.
Do you have an anthem for Alex Strofe, or did you pick this?
This is the Alex pick.
Yeah, he said he had goosebumps. So here's Goosebumps by Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar.
You know this?
Yes. Yeah. I get the goosebumps every time. Yeah.
I thought you should do something about butterflies.
7:30. Butterfly, baby. Isn't that a song?
But you know what? I'm excited as everybody else. And like I said, go Pack, go. Green Bay all the way.
Powerful from Tori Lowe on a Tori Lowe Tuesday. Thank you to Tori. Brad, I need you to tell us about our friends at Tsunami Express.
Oh, baby. I love Tsunami Express.
I get the goosebumps every time.
That's pretty good, Tori. I'm going to be listening to that song as I drive my nice, clean car. I just took to Tsunami Express. I mean, it is legitimately reflective. You know me. I try to treat my car well. I became a ceramic member at Tsunami Express. It's part of their unlimited wash membership. I can go as much as I want. I can go today. I can go tomorrow. I can make my car look as great as it can. But I'm not going to lie. I haven't washed it in probably like 6 days. It still looks fresh. It still looks reflective. That just goes to show of Tsunami Express's state-of-the-art wash technology. Also take advantage of their free vacuums. They have matte cleaners. There is so much that you can do to your car. Your car is going to thank you. I mean, you spend so much money on that car. You might as well treat it. You might as well make it look as beautiful as it can. Tsunami Express, there's 5 locations all around greater Milwaukee, so there's plenty of spots for you to get that flawless finish and a first-class car wash experience every time. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. It's the winning drive that your car deserves. Get a free wash when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com.
We have powerful, very powerful. And we have a great question from Brad Nortman. It involves the Brewers and the Packers. We get to it next with KBN Nation.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake, okay? I had to step through snow in order to get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
I think
he's high maintenance, for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be piled.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we've got some problems on 4394. On the northbound side, we've got a crash with the left lane blocked just north of Howard Avenue. That's got the left lane blocked there, so we got backups all the way back through the Plainfield curve. And then on the southbound side, pretty much at the same spot, we've got a vehicle fire, and that one has the southbound left lane blocked right just south of Holt Avenue. So that whole area is going to be all gummed up as well. You do want to be extra careful, though. It's going to be a slow ride coming out of the Marquette all the way down to that point. Southbound 43 itself is also backed up from about Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette. Westbound 94 backing up from about 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 storm team forecast tonight. Clear skies, low of 55 at the lake, 49 inland tomorrow. Mostly sunny with a high of 78. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend is coming up September 13th through the 15th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football season is here. Celebrate the return to the gridiron with 94.5 ESPN as Kyle, Brust, and Nortman broadcast live from Potawatomi Sportsbook at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Thursday, September 5th. With 24/7 kiosks, place your football bets on not just game day, but any day. You can even select the bets ahead of time with the Potawatomi Sportsbook app for a customized QR code to bring to the sportsbook. Come out September 5th to see 94.5 ESPN's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Potawatomi Sportsbook. Full Potawatomi Sportsbook details can be found at PaysBig.com.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouthwatering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Main.
Discount liquor.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your higher love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
College students, it's the last call because if you're looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, or fashionable, you can always come back in the winter and check out the IKEA in Oak Creek because they can always make your college living better. But from innovative storage solutions to furniture to maximize the space, fashionable bedding and accessories to make it yours, IKEA is making college living inspired by you. Qualified college students can get 15% off their IKEA purchases. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more. On Twitter at KBN ESPN, we have our second poll up there for you to respond to. It's from the brain trust and child of Bradley Nortman. Who do you think will win a league MVP first? Jordan Love or Jackson Churio? Brad, I have my answer. I don't know where you're going to go with this.
This was inspired by Jackson Churio's recent play, right? I mean, he is on an absolute tear. 320 batting average, last 73 game. He's well on his way. I'm not going to go into stats because I can tell Ben's already rolling his eyes at me. You are no seam head is what Ben is thinking right now. He's playing excellent. He's playing incredible at a young level. With that being said, I want to say Jackson Churio, but it's Jordan Love. Jordan Love is one of probably legitimately 10 guys that are actually in the running to win MVP. I mean, it's who wins the MVP in the NFL? It's a quarterback on usually the best team in the NFL that puts up eye-popping stats. There's only about 10 guys that are positioned to do that, and I do believe that there is fatigue at some point when it comes to Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. I think the writers are going to want to give it to somebody different if they can do it at all. So he's one of 10 guys that are in the likelihood of getting it over the next couple of years. Jackson Churio, even though he's competing against just the NL to be the MVP of the NL, man, you've got 9 other guys on the field. You could be an outfielder, it could be an infielder, all these different guys that are potential MVP candidates. So to me, he has a way more competition to win that, and you have to stay hot for an entire season, 162 games, as opposed to the 17 for the Packers. So to me, it's Jordan Love, but man, oh man, I think they're both going to win one by the time their career is over here.
Here's why I'm going with Jackson Churio. I think that what he's done, and I was listening to the Brewers Radio Network on my drive back. Shout out to our sister station, 620 WTMJ, the flagship, because the frequency is massive. I was able to catch that in like Rockford, south of Rockford, actually, as I was driving through the middle of nowhere in Illinois, catching Uke and Lane Grindle on the Brewers Radio Network. And actually, Stropes gave me a thumbs up because when I heard this live, I was like, I want more of it.
Set to work. Runners lead. First, second, and third the pitch. Hit to left and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone! Jackson Churio just hit one with the bases loaded. And they add 4 more on the rookie's grand slam home run. His 18th of the year. Wow.
Just generations apart.
Chills.
Yeah.
Talk about chills.
It's just amazing to hear Uke on the broadcast. And then to call a 20-year-old's home run grand slam as a 90-year-old is unbelievable. Now, the reason why I'm picking him is because he's age 20 years old. Jordan Love does have a long career ahead of him, hopefully, knock on wood from an injury standpoint. But what is he, 25? You know, a lot of these guys get started a little bit earlier because that's the way the NFL does things. I'm not saying it's right. I think the Packers have figured out the best way to build quarterbacks, and that's to have them sit behind what has been Hall of Fame quarterbacks, learn, develop, and then when the timing is right, they've been put into the system and they played well. It does bode well that Aaron Rodgers did have 4 MVPs, but Aaron Rodgers is a generational talent. We only have a sample size of 10 games of great play from Jordan Love. Now, Jackson Churio had his ups and downs early, but he's been awesome. I mean, awesome the last 3-4 months. Lane Grindle's talking about the first question that every opposing team asks when they come play the Brewers is to ask about Jackson Churio. Not Christian Yelich, not any of the pitchers, not any of the other young guys that we all love. It's about Jackson Churio. And I think at age 20, with him locked in at the contract that they have him in, because shout out to Matt Arnold, catching the talent early and locking him in the Brewers system as early as he did, he's going to have a ton of opportunity to be the face. And you know who the face was? Christian Yelich. And Christian Yelich has played well this year, out for the season. He wants to play again, but he's never going to be able to replicate the seasons that he had when he should have been, in my opinion, a 2-time NL MVP. So with Jackson playing at a high level in this market, the Brewers are on pace to make the playoffs for 7 of the 8 last 7 to 8 years of making the playoffs. To me, if you have a guy that you've pinpointed as the guy in the Brewers, if they continue on with success, the story has written itself. He's not Shohei Ohtani. He's not Freddie Freeman. He's not Mookie Betts. He's not Bryce Harper. He's not Kyle Schwarber. He's not part of those big markets. But if he can lead the Brewers to something that they have not done and get a number 1 seed heading into the regular season, because all this voting matters, not in the postseason. I just believe if he's going to be the star, the Brewers have been able to get Christian Yelich one with his talent and him locked in for longer than Jordan Love. You not knowing what Jordan Love's going to be. I think he's going to be good, but we are saying a lot of thinks There's more projection of what someone's going to be in the MLB.
Yeah, to me, the question is who's more MVP ready today? Because the question was who wins an MVP first, Jordan Love or Jackson Chourio? I firmly believe that Chourio is going to win one over the next 8 years he's here. I mean, Buster Olney is comparing him to Juan Soto. You've got him looking very comfortable back there when he's 20 years old and he's already hitting Grand Slam dingers and he is utterly hot, playing at an MVP level right now.
3 walks yesterday, a granny, and a line out. I mean, my guy's got it.
But I don't think he's MVP ready yet.
Hold on. Can we talk about Seamhead Benny for a second? What'd you just say?
3 walks, a granny, and a line out.
What was that middle one? What'd you say right in the middle there?
3 walks and a granny.
A granny?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, because nobody's ever said that before.
Yeah, I'm creating something organic and new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're fresh and clever.
Speaking of organic and new, JB, you quit your job today. My brother Jonathan joins the show because this is your platform to share your life updates that no one cares about.
I quit my job, but I'll tell you what. Caleb Williams will get an MVP before Jordan Love and the stupid clone from the Brewers.
Caleb Williams sucks.
Caleb Williams sucks. Ha! Anything else to add?
No, Ben, I love you, and I just want to give you a hug because
Thank you, Stro. Brad, Jonathan's getting old. Why don't you tell him about QC Kinetics?
Oh, that's right. Jonathan would love to take advantage of what QC Kinetics has to offer him, and that is revitalizing achy joints and getting rid of that pain that you've been experiencing in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your back. This is advanced regenerative medicine. This isn't something where you go in there and you just put some steroids on it or you do some surgery. I mean, that is not your only options anymore. QC Kinetics is at the forefront of this advanced regenerative medicine that allows your body to use its own healing properties to get rid of that joint pain relief, enhance your joints, and give your life the life that you want to live, an active life. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are the experts in this. They're led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, who's renowned in cellular research. So if you're frustrated with the fact that, you know what, my knees, my hips, my shoulders or back, I still feel pain in them. I can't do the things I want to do. Look no further than QC Kinetics. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients, and you could be the next one. Get your life back to where you want it to be. And the consultation's absolutely free, so there's nothing to lose. Take that next step. Call my friends at QC Kinetics and get your joint pain right, so you can start enjoying your life again. The future is now with QC Kinetics. Call them for a free consultation now at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
I have a stat that is going to help all Packer fans that feel nervous about Friday feel better about Friday. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we do have a big delay along southbound 43 from about Hampton Avenue all the way down through the Marquette, all the way down to Holt Avenue. We had an earlier issue in that area. That actually has been cleared out of the way, but the delays are still there. On the northbound side is slowing down around the Plainfield curve all the way up towards Howard Avenue. Westbound 94, watch out for backups out of the Marquette all the way towards Mitchell Boulevard. And 41 southbound slowing from Appleton Avenue down towards Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today, clear skies, a low of 55 at the lakefront, 49 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 78. Weather is brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Find your Higher Love today, only 59 miles from Green Bay. Find higherlove.com/CBD. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Happy game week, green and gold fans. Week 1 against the Eagles in Brazil happens on Friday night. There's also some new faces on the sideline, including defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley.
We're going to work really hard up until the time we kick off, and my sheet's going to be in front of me, and I'm going to let it rip. And then we're going to call it, we're going to play fast, and we're going to be physical, and I'm not going to hesitate on the call.
The Packers defense will hope to hold the high-powered Philadelphia Eagles offense in check. Friday night kickoff at 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, no Kyle Wallace. Alex Strofer on the show, UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. I said I had something for you guys.
It's not my girlfriend's time capsule entry, is it?
No, but for those who missed it, Alex Strofer's girlfriend had a wonderful submission to our Green Bay Packers time capsule, which we are burying on Friday, and that will not be opened up until the end of the Green Bay Packers season. So, as you guys know, I like the betting angle. Not necessarily from a you have to bet it standpoint, but to get an idea of where the public is betting their money. All right, so the reason why there's lights on in Las Vegas is because they win all the time, right? It's set up for you to lose. Now, according to Ben Fox, I think it is, Fawkes.
Unfortunate last name.
The lopsided bets for the NFL, Brad, it's his name.
His name, Brad.
As Strofe said, unfortunate last name.
Banger, banger, banger.
I would see myself out.
Early week 1. Yeah. Go take a break over there. Early week 1 lopsided sides. 84% of the bets are on the Bengals, minus 8.5. 81% on the Texans, minus 2.5. 78% on the Bears, minus 4, which is a great sign.
Caleb Williams sucks.
Caleb Williams sucks. Ha! 74% is on the Eagles, minus 3. So of the top 5 public plays of all the bet slips that are coming in, the Eagles have 75% of the bets, which means...
Isn't that a bad sign?
No, because it's not like there's a sharp bettor who does... Like, this is just public money. These are just random Joe Schmoes that's saying, oh, I want to bet the Eagles -3. If it was that easy, there would be no Vegas.
I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the fact that there's a lot more bets on the Eagles is like, oh... The Eagles are only -3 against the Packers. They have Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. They have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. They went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And the Packers, like, what are they? Like, they're still trying to figure it out. That is a perfect sign that they are undervalued right now in this spot. And what I will tell you from a betting perspective is in week 1 and week 2, maybe this is a preview of the weekly wager on Wednesdays at Potawatomi Casino Hotel from 6 to 7, myself, Greg Matzik, and Jen Latta, is, great cross promotion. Totally lost my point. Where was I heading, Brad?
You literally just said something else from the betting standpoint. Can I ask a question, though?
Of course.
Does Vegas want to see like a lopsided betting?
No, typically they want. I mean, so here's the thing. To go next step here, because again, this is educational as well because you see spreads everywhere, right? Even as someone who doesn't gamble, you see on the TV before the games they show the spread and the total and whatnot. Even if 78% of the money's on the Eagles, it still could mean that there's more money being bet on the Packers, bigger dollar amounts. The goal of Vegas is to get 50% of money bet on one team, 50% of money bet on the other, because you have to lay $55 to win 50. So if it's 50% of money, who gets $5 no matter what?
Vegas.
There it is.
The casino.
Correct. So that's Gambling 101 as it comes to.
We really should have put on some like educational music in the background there. That was a masterclass.
That was
good. Just Gambling 101,
See,
right?
so he does know some stuff, clearly.
Yeah, I spend a little too much time in this realm of the world.
It's not deoxyribonucleic acid.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is
I
the
wondered if we were going to hear
DNA
that again.
Extrapolation?
No.
What does it stand for?
Yeah. When you shorten a word to several letters.
That is the abbreviation.
Yes.
DNA.
What is the word called to describe the letters being used?
The adjective?
It does start with an A, but it's not an adjective.
Do.
Nothing?
Do I know this?
You'll know when you hear it.
Oh, everyone loves that. Just tell me. Help me.
Starts with an A.
Next hint.
Next letter is C. Ack.
And what am I trying to guess?
What it's called when something is abbreviated to several letters, like DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid.
That is the pronunciation?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Dude, just tell me.
How about an acronym, Ben? Ever heard of an acronym?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of an acronym.
Yeah, you know it when you hear it.
Know it when you hear it.
Those are the worst, though.
What's a palindrome?
That is when a word sounds like that is a word that's spelled forwards and backwards the same.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good.
What's an antonym?
That is the opposite of the meaning.
Ooh,
yeah, that's
good.
Right. So what is a synonym?
The same, but different word.
All right, we've got to figure it out now.
Grammar 101.
You're getting there.
We've got Grammar 101 and Sports Gambling 101.
Sports Gambling
what
101.
What else you got in your bag?
Well, Taylor's been asking me, he says, day 33 of asking Ben to go to Potawatomi with me and gamble. I'm going to be there. We're going to be there Thursday. Come find me when I'm there, Taylor. I'll be there Thursday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. And if you like that education, you're going to love the sports book as well, because I don't know if you've been to the new Potawatomi sports book in Milwaukee, but if you haven't, you are missing out because they have a 2,000 square foot video wall. It is enormous. It is the movie theater of sports watching, because you can have every game up from college football to baseball to, October is crazy. You literally have the start of the NBA. You have MLB baseball in the World Series, college football, NFL, and then you also can add in NHL, I believe. So if you love sports, you're going to love the 2,000 square foot video wall, 20-minute reserved parking spaces near the Skywalk if you're in a rush to place a bet. It's awesome. You'll love it. I guarantee it. Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe here with you, 800-990-3776. That was Gambling 101 with Ben Brust. You can hear that 6 to 7 at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Wednesdays. But I do want to get to John Anderson of ESPN on the other side. We'll see if he echoes the fandom that Alex Strofe, Torey Lowe, Kyle Wallace, and Dick in Downtown have as a Packer backer.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You throw hands?
Do I throw hands?
With T.O.
Will I? I throw hands with Andre the Giant, man.
I love you, Lou. That's Lewis from the north side. The north side always knows.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football season is back. That means it's Palermo's kickoff week here on 94.5 ESPN. Big shows, big guests, and big prizes are coming for week 1. When the green and gold score, you score with Palermo's Pizza. For every Green Bay touchdown, you can win up to 10 Palermo's pizzas. Watch and win big during Palermo's kickoff week on 94.5 ESPN. Full contest and big week details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
September baseball is coming, and every Brewers game means even more this time of year. Get to American Family Field as the crew takes on the Rockies September 6th through the 8th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. But we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com. Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Now, this is fun stuff. Because the dog of the game is going to be back on the Green Bay Game Day post-game show, baby. Green Bay Game Night. You'll hear Alex Strofe likely on the Green Bay Game Day pregame show. But the dog of the game with Tausch and Homer is always fun. If your dogs don't always listen to you and you ask yourself, why don't they listen to me? Well, look no further than Sit Means Sit, because you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. You can contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha. To schedule that free consultation, you sit down with Matt and his team, and you figure out what goals you have for the dog training. Like, you can drop them off for a period of time where they just give them back to you, and you got to keep with the training. Just get that consultation and whatever's right for you and your family. Matt's team will make it happen. Check out sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Joining us now on Kyle Brust Nortman is John Anderson, the man who was on SportsCenter my entire life, as I let him know every time he joins. What's up, John?
Giddy up. Not much. I'm trying to catch up from jet lag. I was just in Italy for like 3 days to see the F1 race. So that was exciting with my son, and now I'm back, and I don't know what the hell time it is.
What's your favorite part about coming back to America? What do you appreciate the most after you go overseas?
Ice.
Ice?
Ooh, good answer.
Do they not have ice in Europe?
They are not big on ice. They are not generous. In France, they had none. And Italy had a little more, but it was not. They're not a people that are prone to having ice around. So yeah, I've missed the ice terribly.
Wow, that was not the answer I expected. But as someone who appreciates the ice maker in his freezer, I respect it.
So simple yet so effective. And John, also with that, the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles are about to take a flight of their own, 10 hours to Sao Paulo, Brazil. What advice would you give them for flying on that long of a flight? What do you do on an international flight from, New York to Italy?
Well, luckily, I don't think they're going to be, I think they'll have nice flight accommodations. I think they'll be, have the layout bed and the whole thing. But I would tell you, seriously, right, where the compression socks, get up, walk around a little bit. Don't just sit there for 8 or 9 hours. And then the other thing would be, like, hopefully they're on some sort of military transport, because it sounds like that place is really tough to get around. Like, make sure you have good guys around you when you step off that place, so you can get off the plane and get back on it after the game without much trouble.
John, are you more nervous or confident heading into Friday's game?
Well, I think I've said this before. I am a horrible fan in that I am always a pessimist. I fear the worst because I grew up in some bad times. Then I went to Missouri and lived with a fifth down and a kick six and some horrible things. So I'm just predisposed to think terrible things are going to happen to my team. It's a horrible way to live life. I don't encourage
you. Need to work on that, bud.
I've tried really hard. A guy sent me a note today that said, Missouri's 9th in the country. Congratulations. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Hopefully we don't, finish up 212th. So, but I think I feel fairly confident in what I think we're going to see from the Packers. I think they'll play really well. I'm really curious to see what the Eagles are. Are they the team that was really good that first 2/3 of the season, or the team that was just putrid the last 6 games? So, like, the Packers, I feel like I know what we're going to get. What they've been the last couple weeks, I think they can come back and pick up somewhere near that level. I think they'll be quality, but I have no idea what the Eagles are going to be.
John Anderson of SportsCenter fame, now taking his talents to teach the youth and educate the youth at the University of Missouri. He joins us here on Kyle Brust Nortman across 94.5 ESPN, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Now, John, I hope you get to this with Homer during the Homer Hour from 5 to 6, because Homer tweeted out that he would take a 1-win Packer season if it guaranteed a World Series for the Brewers. Will you join his club?
Boy, that's extreme. But all I've really wanted in my life is the Brewers to win the World Series. So I might take that. I might take that trade. As long as we're if it's just a 1-season thing, we're not going to handicap the franchise into 20 years of ruination. But I have more than anything, I have wanted to see the Brewers win a World Series. That's always been my favorite team of all the Wisconsin teams. I have always been a Brewer guy first and foremost, even living as close as I did to Lambeau Field and the Packers. And what's funny, growing up until, 82, Bambi's Bombers came along, late 70s, they weren't great either. They were like the Packers. They weren't especially awesome in my childhood till I got junior high-ish. And maybe that's just what I wanted it more. And then my senior year in high school, right, they go to the World Series, they lose in 7 to St. Louis, and then I go to Missouri the next fall, and I got to live with umpteen Royals fans who were hugely successful and the Cardinal fans who had just beaten my Brewers. So I've gotten over that, but I really would like to see the Brewers win, for sure. I think I'd make the trade.
Well, speaking of things we're still getting over, the Brewers just an absolute.
What do you mean still getting over? We're over
I'm
this.
Okay. Well, I'll let John answer that. I think we are all over it.
He moved on the moment he chose money.
I mean, the Brewers are doing outstanding, almost in preparation for maybe a bye. But look no further than the wild card race to see the Chicago Cubs shooting up the standings in the wild card race. The Mets are struggling. The Braves are struggling. Wouldn't be surprised if they're in there now, John. In the playoffs, would you like to see the Chicago Cubs and our old friend Craig Counsell in a series against the Milwaukee Brewers?
Ideally, no.
You don't want Craig Counsell? You don't want that? You don't want that blood?
He doesn't want them to make it.
Oh,
no,
true.
yeah, I don't want it because I don't want him to have any satisfaction of any of that. I have been that. Like, when are these guys going to lose? Like, I tuned in yesterday, looked at the score, and they're up 3-0 again. Like, golly, are these guys not going to go away? And luckily, the Pirates, God bless them, for 4 in the 8th and another one in the 9th or whatever it was, that they were able to win. But yeah, they played really well. But I hate the wild card, right? Like, and it has nothing to do with the Cubs or anything. And I know the Brewers have been in. I think it is the worst thing in sports is the baseball wild card. I hate it with the fire of 10,000 suns.
Why?
Because I feel like 162 games is a pretty good way to figure out who can play ball. And I don't need to have some team that's 5 games over 500 squeak in just to keep fan interest over the last month and then give them one game and suddenly you get a Madison Bumgarner or somebody that's hot and they get through you. So I just think given 162 games, I can tell who's good. Right? I don't think I need to.
The Packers, from a football standpoint, I know it's not the same length of time. We're the beneficiary of being a wild card team, and that was their last Super Bowl. Well, I mean, teams can get hot. I mean, the Diamondbacks weren't. Nobody thought they were going to make it to the World Series. The Brewers find themselves in the wild card position a lot.
So what's the value of my regular season then? Yeah, I liked football when it had one wild card. That's good. Somebody gets in. I don't need, and I get why it's there. We need more games. We need more revenue. We got to have all the stuff. You can make all the arguments. I totally get it. It's like the anytime you expand the field, look at this college football playoff. Anytime you expand the field, you increase the chance that the best team does not win because something can happen. They get upset. Their quarterback breaks his leg. Anytime that you do that, how many times has maybe UConn this year? How many times has the best team in the NCAA tournament or one of the top 4 seeds won it? 1 out of 4 times, maybe.
I think it's higher than you would. I think it's higher than that, actually. The best teams usually there's a reason why 1 seeds are like they still win it the majority of the time. Everyone roots for the upsets until you get there. But I see your point.
Right. I just think every time you dilute, every time you expand the field, you dilute it and give a chance for somebody that's not the best team to win. I loved when the BCS decided who are the 2 teams to play. I don't need these other clowns involved.
Now, John, I do want to ask you about something we have going on Sportsmanlike across ESPN Radio and ESPN Wisconsin in the mornings. Michelle Smallman with Evan Cohen and Chris Canty. Michelle grew up in St. Louis, and she is the bachelorette of the NFL. She has narrowed down her 3 roses to the Bears, the Jets, and the Packers. What would you say to Michelle if you could say something about the fact that she is choosing between those 3 franchises and who to root for?
Well, I don't trust anybody to talk about football from St. Louis, first off.
Oh, wow.
Powerful.
Well, they lost the Cardinals, then they lost the Rams, and they just so, like, listen, whatever she picks, right, is ending in divorce because all the football teams leave the girls from St. Louis. That's just going to happen. I feel bad. So get an attorney so that you can start, or sign the prenup because it's going to go bad. I understand why the Bears are trendy. They were pretty good at the end of last season. Caleb Williams has taken 5 minutes to make people realize that he's way better than Fields. I totally get that. They still have to put it together on the field. And I like Matt Eberflus. He coached in Missouri for years, so I consider him kind of a friend of mine. The Jets they're just so trendy, and you're thinking, who's any good really outside of the Chiefs? Like, do I trust Houston to make the jump again? They were really good last year, really surprising. So I see them there, but go with the Packers. That's the most stressful, and that's like marrying old money too, right? You get the Packers. That's not Oracle money. That's not Microsoft money. This is old school oil money, old school Vanderbilt money, and so you should go with the Packers. You got a chance to win. Money's good, and oh, by the way, like I said, get a prenup because the divorce is coming from everybody who likes football in St. Louis.
There it is from John Anderson on his advice to Michelle Smallman of Unsportsmanlike. You're going to hear John coming up next right here. Don't go anywhere. He's on the Homer Hour with our guy Homer. Thanks, John.